I've seen sponsors go away because of that, and then
100%.
people no longer be on the air
100%.
or there. Yeah.
Good Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. The Rob Brown Show is on the radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Howdy, y'all. And welcome in. Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah. You got to hit all three.
No.
Howdy.
Wow. Then I turned my microphone on and I'm like my finger, there's hesitation there. Man, what is going on?
It's Monday, bro.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything
It's
to
Monday,
me.
bro.
It's Monday in radio though, which is awesome because it's radio.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we are just about to sit down and talk about sports for 3 hours. So
Monday means different if I'm going to work at the grocery store. I speak from experience. Monday means different if going to work at the auto parts warehouse, where there's no air conditioning. Monday means something different. But Monday here, it's good, man. I'm good.
worse things have happened.
I'm not trying to be critical of your opinion of Monday, but I just think you need to reevaluate it.
My opinion of Monday is that it's not great, but it's not as bad as Tuesday.
Unless you're the people's champion, you're speaking for the peoples.
Y'all, welcome in. Good to have you. Happy Monday. I am Rob Brown, the great one, Lonzo. On the other side of
You're
the
Rudolph.
glass.
You're not. You're Rudolph. Say I am not just a misfit. It's hitting me too. So but I always sound like that. So
I look, I don't know what is going on. I have been snotty and congested since like last Wednesday, and I can't shake it, man. I can't shake it. We went last weekend. We left Friday. We went over to Charleston for the weekend. It was the future sister-in-law's baby shower weekend. So we hit up the Chucktown, spent a couple of days over there. We did a day out on the beach. We did Jack's Cosmic Dogs, a 1950s alien invasion themed hot dog shop. Incredible.
I was going to say, that sounds really cool.
It was incredible. Got a phenomenal dog with a redonk spicy mustard on it. I thought this will clear the sinuses up. Nope. Did a second chili cheese dog and threw a hefty amount of sriracha on top of it. Thought this will clear it out. No, it didn't. I've tried like 6 different sinus medications to get it cleared up. None of them have worked.
By the way, not all at once. You wouldn't do that because that would be bad.
Correct. One at a time. Don't get weird. Did the bleep you hot shower this AM for the steam to try to steam out the old nasal cavities. That didn't work.
Kind of like a storm in the shower, so I can
Dude, I hate it. I hate it.
Well,
and the worst part is with the sinus congestion, you get that little trickle, right? You get that little bit of snot that leaks back down into the throat. And it's a combination of it scratches up the throat because you're constantly coughing to get it up out of there. And also the knowledge that, you don't have to like this, but every time you're congested and you keep getting that stuff in the back, that's just snot that went backwards. And I got to live with that knowledge that that's what's happening to me right now.
I'm guessing that the majority of people out there don't think that, even though that's exactly what it is. I've never really heard it put out that way, but you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm curious about something though. Charleston beaches compared to Florida beaches.
Let me start by saying I love the Palmetto State. The state of South Carolina is one of the most beautiful states in the country. I would not be anywhere else right now than where I am. Florida's beaches kick the hell out of South Carolina's beaches. And it's not particularly close.
Because why though? I mean, what are the major differences?
The soft sugar white sand and emerald green waters make it a much more comfortable place to both sit and aesthetically view. It's a prettier beach in Florida. It's a more comfortable beach in Florida. It's more consistent. In fact, the high tide difference in Florida is like a foot and a half in the Gulf of Mexico. In South Carolina, it's like the whole beach can go from covered to uncovered in a couple of hours. Florida, and again, I love it here. Florida beaches are just better. They're just better. Now, Charleston is my second favorite city in America. The only city I like more than Chucktown is New Orleans, right? Charleston is one of the greatest cities in America. I stand by that. I'll fight for that. The Atlantic coast of South Carolina, the Low Country, is a beautiful place. I've been up and down it a couple of times. I love that side of the state. The lady friend and I go over there 2-3 times a year on mini vacays. But if you're doing a beach weekend, drive the extra 3.5 down to Florida and do the beaches in Destin, Navarre, Pensacola. It's not particularly close, man. It's not particularly close. And that's not an insult to South Carolina. That's like being, who's more attractive, my wife or 2009 Shakira? Like, sorry, dude. I know you think your wife is beautiful, and she is, but 09 Shakira hit at a different level.
Wait.
Dude.
So you're saying Shakira hasn't aged well? Because you're picking in a year for Shakira, and
listen,
I mean,
today Shakira is still hotter than all your wives. All right, and your wives will admit that. But 09 Shakira was like on God mode. She was just next level at that point.
So back then her hips didn't lie. Now they just fib a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's white lies.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of, and the only reason we go to the Shakira reference is because Jimmy Bucket just scored the biggest one in his life.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Jimmy Buckets is now dating Shakira.
Yeah, but they put the side-by-side picture up like on TMZ, saying these two are now together. Like they picked two pictures out of two hats and went, okay, let's go with this. I mean, until we see, I don't want to see physical evidence, but until you see the two together, like in the same room, maybe.
I hope for Jimmy Bucket's sake that this is true. I hope for Jimmy Butler this is accurate. All right? Because if this is accurate for Jimmy Butler, dude's living the dream. Just living the dream.
I think he was already living the dream. It's just,
No. Whatever dream you have, if you accomplish 100% of your dream and then you add plus date Shakira on the end, that dream got better. It just did. And I don't care who you are. If you add date Shakira, it's like Shakira on one side and then like Channing Tatum on the other. Whatever your dream is, if you accomplish it 100% and then you start dating Shakira, that is now the dream. You are now living the dream. What were you doing before that? You were living a dream. Now you're living the dream. It's Shakira. Well done, Jimmy Butler, if this is true. If it's true. All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to on the radio broadcast today, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. It is Southeastern Conference Media Days week. What did you just get beat up by a computer mouse?
No, I'm yelling at my hand because it's not.
You're slow on the draw today.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Am I too relaxed? Maybe I need to go stub my toe or something.
Do I need to make you mad?
No.
Okay.
Only one person in this building could do that.
It is SEC Media Day week. That is taking place over in Nashville, Tennessee, and that will be kicking off tomorrow. Now, I will tell you that while that is kicking off tomorrow, day one of the conversation about SEC Media Days will be taking place on Wednesday, because tomorrow, I love you tomorrow, you're only a day away, we will be having I don't know, what do we want to call it? Modified version of the radio broadcast. Tomorrow, Rob Brown and Mark Ryan will be live from the facilities on board the campus of Clemson. We will be down there at Clemson for their media open house tomorrow. It begins at 8 a.m. It runs through, I believe, 1 p.m. And so tomorrow, during the hours of 9 to noon, when Lonzo and I would ordinarily be on the radio broadcast, what you're going to hear tomorrow is CBS Sports National Radio. However, throughout the course of the show, we will be doing some cut-ins. We'll be doing some live drops. I'll be sending some audio back because we are going to have over the course of the day, Mark Ryan, myself, and media members from around the beautiful upstate of South Carolina. We will be having interviews with offensive and defensive coordinators, with position coaches, and in the late afternoon with Dabo Swinney himself. We will be there to grab some of that audio for you. Once we have, we will be cutting it up and sending it back over to Lonzo, and Lonzo will be giving you guys some drops and dumps throughout the day. I also want you, if you are a Clemson fan, to make sure that you are following us across all the social media at the Fan Upstate, because I will be in the driver's seat tomorrow for Clemson's media open house. So I'll be taking you guys behind the scenes for about 2 hours of the day. They are going to be giving us access to the facility as a whole. So I'll actually be able to take you behind the scenes into the branding department, which is where Clemson runs their NIL facilitation operations out of for the players. We're going to take you into the players' lounge. That is where the players hang out during the day when they're not playing.
Or in class.
Or in class.
Because they go to class.
They do have to go to class,
Yes,
because, Lonzo, they're student athletes. They're
They are.
amateur student athletes.
Yeah. No, not amateur, but
so
still.
we will take you into the Players Club. We will take you into a couple of different back behind the scenes spots and locales around the facility. Now, keep in mind, to the texter who just said, and I quote, "Note to self, immediately change the station tomorrow and do not listen all day. Bleep that place," end quote. We will not be doing the show live from Clemson tomorrow. I will be driving you through on the social media at the Fan Upstate on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook.
Which means you can unlike Rob for one day and then come back
Not
the
me.
next day.
I'm not doing it on mine. We'll be doing it on the Fan Upstate.
Oh, okay. So we're good. We're good.
So make sure that, again, tomorrow, when you tune in at 9 a.m., ready for the radio greatness that is the Rob Brown Show. You are going to be disappointed for one day, though you will still hear the voices. We'll be doing some cut-ins, maybe a couple of bites from interviews and
Did
whatnot.
you just call yourself the voice?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I said you'll hear the voice of Rob Brown.
No. You just said the voice and then you moved on.
Okay, that's fine. I accept it.
So you are now the voice.
Yeah. So tune in tomorrow.
He's the voice, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I pushed the wrong line because, again, my hand's not working. I meant that one.
Cool.
And now I got to find a sound that says the voice. You know what? I'll just find you saying the voice.
The voice of the fan.
Is that like the face that runs the place?
Tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a good day. And then the interviews that Mark and I put together tomorrow, we will have for you later in the week. Also, tomorrow afternoon, actually tomorrow evening, just to even things up, for the 5 texters already that are telling me bleep you for going there. Over the course of the week, I will be on a couple of different South Carolina podcasts around the state as well. So trust me, everybody gets the love, man. I'm not picking a side. I don't want to pick a side. I picked the side of football, which, by the way, we are now, Lonzo, inside of 6 weeks till we get football started.
I got your back, texters. I'm not going. There we go.
He's not.
That's how I got your back. I ain't going there.
Texter just wrote in and said, no disrespect to New Orleans, Rob, but they have incredible food and culture, but that place is a dump. Nah, if you go to the touristy spots, it is, dude. Why would you go to the places where people live? Don't go to the tourist spots where there's nothing but bars. Yeah, of course, it stinks. You got to go where the people live. That's where the good stuff is. Let's see. Where did the other one go? Texter said, I forgot how hard 09 Shakira slaps. Might need to pay a quick visit to the work bathroom. Oh, dude, why?
Game over.
Why would you text me that, man?
I think the bigger question is, why would you read that?
Because I was processing what it meant. I thought, I'm just going to go to the bathroom and jam to some Hips Don't Lie.
Well, maybe that's what they meant. Maybe you're throwing something extra in there that wasn't intended.
Look at them, my breasts are small and humble, so you don't mistake them for mountains. What a banger!
Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who she is. I don't think I've listened to an entire Shakira song before. So
You should. The music's good. I'm not even like, I make all the jokes you want about Shakira being a smoke show. The music,
you know,
was
I
addictive.
take that back. Didn't she and J-Lo do the Super Bowl?
yes, they did.
Okay, so I guess
Yes,
I
they
have
did.
heard an entire song.
Whenever, wherever, we're meant to be together.
Yeah!
I'll be there and you'll be here. And that's the dear my dear. Banger. I'm gonna be
You know
get
what?
some
And
Shakira
here's the
on my way
thing.
home.
If you're just listening on the radio, you don't know that Rob is dancing the entire time. And you can see that on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So make sure you check that out. You know, I was talking to my son yesterday. I was saying, I don't think there's any show other than this one who drops more song lyrics in all of sports radio. I mean, I don't think a day goes by where one of us or both of us don't do that sort of thing. So, and that's a good thing.
We're good. We're good.
JD,
We're good.
JD is watching Rob dance.
If you really feel the way.
How can you watch Rob dance and not dance along? That's what I want to know.
All right. That's enough of that. That's enough Shakira. No, it's not. There's never enough Shakira. Shut up. Shakira is amazing.
What?
Shakira is a queen.
What?
Shakira is everything Beyonce wants to be.
What?
Shakira set the standard for like all the years.
Yeah!
Yeah. All right. Let's get to some stuff today, shall we? It is SEC Media Days. Next week, by the way, I guess we should also mention while we're at it that next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Rob visits ACC Karen and sees how she's doing.
we'll check. We'll see if we can check in with ACC Karen.
Spend some quality time with her.
If I roll up in that bad boy and she is there with the headset on again, I'm going to go say hi. I've decided.
No, you should walk
I'm
up
going
and
to go say
say
hi.
hi as loud as you possibly can.
So good to see you again. How's the television show going? I'll let you know if ACC Karen's there, and I will most certainly say hi. Texture said, Rob, you're right. I'd sacrifice both of my children to meet Shakira.
Come on. Come on. The things you guys say on the text line. I mean, I hope you don't mean that.
I mean, I think it's a metaphor, but also it is Shakira.
Yeah, but you're sacrificing your kids for that? Come on.
You
Come
can
on.
make new ones.
Wow. Wow.
I'm going to get myself canceled today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back here in just a minute, it is, as I've mentioned, I think 3 times so far, SEC Media Days week this week. ACC next week, which we will be broadcasting live from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from Charlotte, North Carolina. But today over in Nashville, Tennessee, they got the dadgum SEC Media Days. So what do we want to see and hear out of Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks? What are the storylines we're following through Media Days at Nashville? We'll run through that. Coming up
Shane
next.
Beamer's going to do a flash mob, and Rob's just going to quit.
Please don't, Shane. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I like you, bro. Don't make it worse. Texas said my kids are a pain in the ass. Wear protection, folks. What kind of day? It's Monday. We're back after this on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate.
Gables.
All right, guys, got a break. Stay right there. Be right back. SEC Media Days getting started over in Nashville, Tennessee. Broadway streets going to be just full of them SEC fans this week, y'all. And I, for one, can't wait to hear what comes out of it. It's going to be a hootenanny.
I got to say,
Good old-fashioned hootenanny.
because of your nasal problems, it is helping your Southern accent. It really is. It's making that thing is sticking.
There go SEC, boys. Let me tell you something. Tell you something right now. There just ain't no damn football worth watching outside the Southeastern Conference. I tell you what.
We need to straight away after the show just record a bunch of sayings of you with this voice before it goes away.
Rob, you sound like crap, so you sound awesome. That's good news. All right. So, what are we looking for? What are the storylines we're going to take away from the Southeastern Conference Media Days over in Nashville?
Well, hopefully there's some beef, because usually we get some beef. I mean, someone says something about someone else and we get some of that. I want some beef.
Thing number one, Stoops v. Beamer in person. I got to come up with a catchy name for it.
Yeah, it's the undercard for Elon versus Zuck.
Oh, give me Shane like
Oh, for
minus
sure.
175.
It's the footwork.
Lonzo and I's new game is just taking two random people and setting odds in an MMA bout. The one from this morning came after Chris Christie said that he would kick Donald Trump's. So I asked Lonzo, who you got if we get a Trump v. Christie cage match? I'm going Chris Christie minus 150. He's got that big boy strength.
And see, here's the problem. If you say that you're going Trump, I knew you were a Trump supporter. It's like they're jumping on you. It's like, no, I think Trump would whip Chris Christie's fat butt because Chris Christie couldn't get out of the ring. Trump would be on him. So Trump he has kingpin like muscle underneath all that, whatever that is.
Okay.
And so, yeah, they wouldn't touch gloves. They would go to neutral corners.
Oh no, it'd be a scrap.
They would go to neutral corners, and the bell would ring, and Christie would try to. He'd take two steps, and Trump would be on him. It'd be over so fast.
Listen, Chris Christie being rotund
Hey, Trump
does not by
no.
default make Trump suddenly a killer.
All right. Let's go back and look at Trump in.
Who you guys got? 71307. Send your text. Chris Christie said he beat Donald Trump down if they got into a scrap. Who do you got, Christie or Trump? Send your text 71307.
All right, so Trump in Home Alone 2, skinny looking Trump and everything. No. Let me point something out. Can I finish, please?
I didn't say anything.
Can I finish?
I just want
All
you
right,
to be real careful.
Let's go back to that time. It's the same time period. Chris Christie's still fat. Okay, you go back 10 years before that. Chris Christie's still fat. You go back when Chris Christie's a kid, he's fat. Okay, he's always fat. So Trump's got something underneath there. As a guy who's sturdy, I can say that the athlete's still under there. You know, it's still there. Trump's the skinny guy. Trump is still under there. Chris Christie always been fat. He's been out of breath since he was born.
I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Fat guy strength is real. All right. And I know because I got it.
But the thing is, the anti-Trump people, they can't get past that part. They can't. No. Listen. Why do you think I'm specifically talking about you? I'm talking about comments that I'm seeing now. The anti-Trump people, they can't get past the politics thing.
This is not about me.
Physically, Chris Christie's a fat guy. He's always been a fat guy. Keegan's right. Trump is kind of old.
Taking Christie in this fight doesn't mean, like, it's got nothing to do with your stance politically on Trump, because if you dislike Trump, you probably dislike Chris Christie too. That's why this is interesting to me, is because regardless of what side if you're a Trump guy, well, I know there's a lot of division, but like if you're on Trump's side, you probably more align with Chris Christie than you do Joe Biden. And if you dislike Trump, you probably dislike Chris Christie. I am taking two people from the same side of the aisle, if philosophically different, that are talking smack.
That's my point. That's my point, Joe. he says Christie couldn't make the walkout. That's what I'm talking about. He's gonna be winded coming out, and it'd be like, who was it, Dante Wilder or whoever who said they lost the fight because the stuff was too heavy.
Was too heavy.
Yeah, it was too heavy. That's Christie. He get like a third of the way through the walkout and call the fight off. He's like, I gotta walk all that way. Nah, man, I'm out.
Texter said Chris would roll that Burger King. Texter said more like Chris Crisco. Ah!
And as I said in the office when we discussed this, Donald would look at Chris Christie and say, "You are now Kevin Nash." That's exactly what would happen. There would be a finger poke. Chris Christie would lay down.
No. You're not gonna say I'd kick that guy's ass about a dude that you would lay down for. That's not a
No,
thing.
you say that to get your name in because you need to just go away. Trying to get your name in the hat, trying to get people to notice you. Oh yeah, well I would. Yeah, come on, dude.
I'm going Christie, but I probably not as long odds.
But see, this is like going
-125.
Biden against Obama. Obama will whip Biden's butt all over the place. All right,
sure.
so
for the record, Obama would beat, if we're going straight cage match, everyone in this discussion. He would beat everyone in this discussion hands down. He's the outlier amongst all the presidents, right? If you went now,
except for George Washington, because I mean he was a general.
Well,
so
no,
I think George probably. He had to know some hand-to-hand combat back in the day. So
if we're doing presidents in their prime in a cage match tournament, Teddy Roosevelt's the winner hands down. Teddy Roosevelt's hands down
because he's got a big stick.
No, because he was just an ass kicker. Yeah, like as the kids say, IRL.
Well, you could go with Eisenhower there too, but I still
Dwight as president was already an old guy. Teddy wasn't that old.
You said in prime,
right?
You said in prime,
but as president,
like
the best they were when they were president.
I mean, JFK, then maybe I don't know.
I'm going Teddy Roosevelt's up at the top of the list. Abraham Lincoln was a genuine amateur wrestler before he got into politics, and a good one.
And he hunts vampires.
Yeah.
And zombies, I think.
All right, I'm going Christie over Trump -125.
Nah, I'm still taking Trump in that. I just am.
All right, now let's get to a fight that's not made up. Beamer versus Stoops. Actually, I say that. Did you notice though that after it's culture change versus climate change comments of one Mark Stoops, and then of course Beamer's boys went into Kentucky and got the dub over the Wildcats. We didn't really hear all that much from Stoopsy after that.
No, we didn't. We
didn't really. There was no more real comments about glasses.
You call your shot and you lose, you fade away.
Yeah,
that's what you should do as far as talk. But doesn't mean it's not going to resurface. If you are an intrepid young sports reporter, you're going to have to bring that stuff up at SEC Media Days. Remember last year, about this time when we talked to you, you brought up about culture and have you changed your stance on that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be asking that question? See if you could drum up a little bit more.
Just Shane, just quick out of curiosity and nothing else. So
you asked that question to Stoops. You don't ask it to Shane because you want
both.
Because you want Stoops. No, but I asked Stoops first because I think Shane's like second day or something, isn't
he?
Hey,
Coach, how do you feel about funny dancing in the locker room? Curiosity. First off, like all of this is a joke. I am intrigued. Because, as I've said a number of times, South Carolina to me has embraced as well as anybody nationally. I think South Carolina is there. I think LSU is there. I think Florida State is there. Embraced, Zoe, a new age style of recruiting, right? The new age style of recruiting being allowing the NIL collectives to be noticed, because that's important, but also this new age style of recruiting of we are going to make you feel like a Hollywood celebrity when you are going through the recruiting process, right? We're going to do all of the fun photo shoots. We're going to have the spinny standy camera thingy that you and Brian Kelly can dance on, like a couple of bad actors from Pulp Fiction, right? They've embraced that, and it's worked out very well.
Did you just call John Travolta
Bro.
and Samuel L. Jackson bad actors?
Did you? No. I said dancer. Did you see Pulp Fiction? Did you watch Travolta dance in Pulp Fiction?
He did. They did the bat dance. How can I mean? Come on. I'm doing it right now on the stream. I mean,
the gap between Saturday Night Fever Travolta and Pulp Fiction Travolta is a gulf. It's an ocean of difference. Anyway, they've embraced this new age style of recruiting. We're going to make you look and feel like a Hollywood celebrity, and it seems to have worked, right? LSU's recruiting is very good. South Carolina's recruiting is very good. Florida State's recruiting is very good. And so part of that has been Beamer and the gang putting out these little 2-3 minute social media videos. And I've seen a bunch of Clemson fans like, oh, this is cringe, bro. It's cringe, bro. Listen, how many times have I said since I got here that people feel the same way about Dabo outside of Clemson, right? They think he's cringe. They think he's a yokel, whatever. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how you feel about him, how your boosters feel about him, and how your players feel about him. And at Clemson, the boosters and the fans and the players love the guy. And that's all that matters. Shano putting out these videos of them, by the way, doing a wonderful job of recreating scenes from The Office or dancing down the hallway that are all edited together for TikTok clout. You might look and go, it's cringe, dog. But it doesn't matter. What matters is, do the kids coming out of high school like them? And are the boosters and the players on board with it? And the answer is yes, right? So I'm interested to see what South Carolina does, because there's a mentality that comes with that, right? This is something that a lot of people, myself included, are struggling with in this industry. We have to start transitioning to taking the content that we have traditionally put out on the radio and start moving it over to a digital space, right? Lonzo and I jumped out ahead of the game by creating our live stream a year and a half ago, whatever it was, 2 years ago. By doing this every day. We stream every day so that people can pop in and hang out with us even when they're not by a radio. But you've got to start doing it with TikTok and Instagram and social media. It is the primary driver at this point. And that's a transition. It takes a mentality to exist in that sphere. You have got to be able to take and constantly be looking at every situation you're in, everything that you are doing, and going, how does this translate to the internet? How does this translate to social media? How can I take this and do something special with it, right? And South Carolina, I think right now, is doing that as well as anybody else is. Maybe better than anybody else is. So you've got to take events like this and figure out, how do I take you behind the scenes, right? For instance, I'll give you an example. Next week, we're up at ACC Media Days, right? We'll be live 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Thursday, Dabo and the Tigers roll up into the joint. And when they do, Dabo's going to go in front of a room full of the media, and he is going to give you a State of the Union address about Clemson.
And you're going to hear a buzz like from the back of the room, and you're going to, what is that? And then suddenly there he is with his entourage, walking through the room, and people just stop and they look and they go, there's Dabo.
Yo, I thought that was a joke.
It's not.
I really
did. It's not a joke.
I really did.
It's not a joke.
The first year we were there, the 2021 first year we were there, Lonzo was telling me this. He's like, look, dude, it's going to be ho-hum, and then when Dabo rolls up, you're going to know it, because it's just going to be a blitz to the back of the room. And I'm like, all right, dude, whatever, man. Like, Norvell's there, Dino Babbers is there. Like, it's not going to be, y'all. It's a blitz. It's a blitz. Radio Row's like 65% full for the first day Now it's 3 days, but the first day,
It's one of those things where I guess certain members of the media love it more when Dabo looks at them and knows their name. I mean, it's just one of those things. Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Bo. I mean, you know, that kind of stuff.
So that being said,
it's not an exaggeration, not making fun. That's exactly what happens when he walks into that room.
it really is. So at that media day, one of the challenges that Rob Brown has to undertake is to figure out what can I do to take you guys behind the scenes to do something that stands out in the social media sphere to get more attention, right? And I've always argued in the past, like, I'm not going to be a hot take artist for the sake of getting attention. I'd rather get us attention by, like, doing good radio. So I can stream Dabo's State of the Union. I can go live when we sit down with whatever Clemson personalities we're going to interview this year while we're there. Same for other coaches, etc. And I think, like I said, Shane and the gang have really adapted to that new age mentality. The kids these days, those TikTokers, they live on social media. It's a big aspect of life, right? It's a big part of life. For Lonzo's generation, it was the hamburger stand, right? Or the milk, the diner.
The heck are you talking about? That was like the 50s, dude. I'm not that old. For my generation, it was the arcade. Okay,
the diner
was not the diner
with Gail, the waitress.
Yeah, and they were on skates.
Yeah.
And
the milkshakes came with the milkshake, but also that silver tin that brought the other part of the milkshake.
Yeah, because you know you get the extra. Yeah, the malt shop. Keegan's right. Yeah, that was my generation.
Lonzo grew up in the malt shop.
I would say there's no one in this building and there's some old people in this building. Absolutely. A lot older than me. They didn't spend their time at the malt shop with the car hops and all that stuff. No.
For those people like Lonzo, it was the sock hop. That's where they spent their time.
Did you watch American Graffiti last night or something?
For people my age, it was the mall. We had the mall. The mall was Twitter.
By the way, I had the mall too.
Yeah,
so
everybody's had the mall.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
We had the mall, and that was our Twitter, right? If you wanted to know what was going on in the social sphere of your world, you went to the mall and you hung out with everybody else and you just talked to each other. Now we have Twitter. You don't have to go to the mall anymore. And you have to adapt.
Have you been to the mall? They still go to the mall.
I go to the mall, the Haywood Mall. I'm there like a couple times a month.
Certain days there's a lot of people there.
You're not wrong. I think we've circled around. I think like there are even some kids who are now like, social media was my parents' thing. I'm off now, right? Whatever. You've still got to have your hands in that world. And I think South Carolina has. So my question is, are we going to get another big drop out of the Gamecocks at SEC Media Days? Or is someone going to give that to them? Will we have another Mark Stoops reference? Will we have somebody comes out and takes a run? Or is very flattering about them that kind of bumps them up? I will say this. I was looking this morning through some of the preseason predictions and projections from some of the writers that are going to be covering media days. I have seen South Carolina listed as second in the East in projected finishing position a number of times. So we'll see what that media vote looks like probably on Wednesday or Thursday. But that ain't a bad look, man. That ain't a bad look. All right, we'll come back here in just a minute. Got a few more questions I want to get to. Talk about Spencer Rattler and more. It's actually said we had Magnolia Street Pub. I was 13 when I first played there. They never carded me. I was a 6'6", 13-year-old. Good Lord. Let's take a break. We'll come back after this. Get a few more thoughts about SEC Media Days. We'll get some MLB in here later in the show. The Rob Brown Show rolls on. It's the Fan Upstate.
All right, because you guys are on the stream, I got to tell you something. Okay, you're going to get an advantage over other people because we haven't announced this yet.
Oh yeah.
But today we've got AEW tickets to give away. So the people on the stream, before the people on the air. So you're welcome. That doesn't mean you have an advantage over everybody else. You kind of do. We haven't decided how we're giving them away yet. So, but we got a pair to give away today. You know what you get to do if you win those tickets? You get to go, man, who's that being all loud? Oh, look, that's Rob Brown. There he is down there in the front row.
JD, I want you to know you don't have to be a wrestling fan to have a good time at wrestling.
Yeah, I've taken several people to wrestling who not only didn't like it, they made fun of it.
You know, wrestling people watching is top notch.
Yeah, I just wanted to show them the production. I mean, how well oiled everything is, because they change rings out and things like during breaks and all that kind of stuff. I think if you're, especially on the technical side, like I am interested in how they do all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And I'm a wrestling fan too, but you know, bands, they don't usually like change their sets in the middle of change their stage in the middle of their thing. Yeah, Rob will be there. I won't, because I have a thing that I do on Saturday nights.
Let's talk to the ones who do it. This is Matt Spiegel. My new podcast, The PvP, Voices of Baseball, will bring those conversations to you as the best working and former broadcasters tell you why and how they do it. New episodes come every Thursday all summer long. Follow The PvP, Voices of Baseball, on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts. Not all water heaters are made.
One thing I won't have to worry about is when I leave that Saturday night, since I'm not going to be at the wrestling show, I won't have to worry about anybody wanting to race me on 385, because they'll all be at the well watching AEW. You should, JD. I mean, you may just smile about how dumb I am. I mean, it's a possibility. And we just added a dude from Ireland, and we found out that he's from the south of Ireland. So that means he's like a redneck for Ireland. So, you know. It's all right, JD. We've been on for like 8.5 years. Somehow. When we do give those away, remember we need to do it going into a break.
Yeah.
Probably should tease a little bit though.
Joe.
Joe's gonna kill you.
Can't wait.
I don't know.
Lonzo, here's my question. Are you going to scissor me?
There's something that I don't know if I feel comfortable being asked.
Going with Joe and Jack. We've already established that the three-way scissoring will happen.
Okay.
I like being a wrestling fan because you can say sentences like that.
Yeah, that's Odie, JD.
You know, I'd really like to take these freaking pills, but I can't. Oh, there we go. I can't get them out of the case.
My dadgum arthritis. I can't get the pills out.
Pills.
Where's a youngin' around that can open this thing up for
look
me?
at the size of these things, dude. They're beast. Horse pills.
Never seen actual horse pills. I wonder how big horse pills really are.
Let you folks know later on in the radio broadcast, we'll be giving away a couple of tickets to AEW Collision. Little Saturday night wrestling show at the well, baby.
I would like to thank the AI who heard me say that, and now suddenly it's trending on my, thing. Yeah. They listen, people.
We got 2 tickets to AEW Collision. We're going to give those away later on in the radio broadcast. Look at my guy Chris Phillips popping into the thread for just a minute. Spurs Up Show. I'm at SEC Media Days and you bums are in the radio station.
Yeah, like he's not being treated well where he is.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, I know. I get it, Chris. I get it. You're cooler than us and we know it. I get it. That's all right. Holler at me from ACC Media Days next week where the play is play.
Hey, get some dirt on Tennessee. I hear they're having problems.
They are having some problems. We're going to talk about that later in the show. I still think they got off the hook, dude. I really do. We'll talk about that later in the show. I'll tell you one question I really do want asked and answered. Speaking of, here you go, Chris. Since you're rubbing it all up in my face that you're there and I'm not, by the way, we'll be there next year. For the record, I've already had the conversations with the boss. We will be at SEC Media Days next year. Why did Spencer decide to come back? I think I know the answer, right? I think I know the answer, which is he was going to be a mid-round draft pick at the best.
If that, yeah.
If that. He was going to be a mid-round draft pick at the best. And then he rolls out there in the last couple of games of the year, last 3 games of the year, puts up 1,000 touchdowns in that stretch, right? And the value started to go up. It did not go up to where it was worth it to move into the draft. It was still just 3 out of 12 games. I just think he was a mid-round draft pick. Now he's going to be there. He is representing the Gamecocks at Media Days. And if you think about the travel time of this guy, from his time in Oklahoma, being a Heisman potential prodigy, getting benched for Caleb Williams, who, by the way, won the Heisman at SC last year and is the odds-on favorite to repeat this year, which I'm leaning more and more towards he's gonna. We'll talk about that later when we get closer to the season. I think that I think it comes down to this is an investment year for Spencer Rattler, right? I think this is an investment year. I think this is an opportunity for him to show that what Spencer Rattler was at the end of last year is just what he is as opposed to the anomaly. But the pressure is on him to do that. The pressure is on Shane and Dow Loggins to set him up to do that. The pressure is on the offensive line.
And see, that's a problem.
Protect him.
That's a problem with Spencer Rattler and pressure because we think he can't handle it. I mean, it would appear so. So hopefully that perception is wrong.
Well, again, I mean, I guess
the pressure that he had being a Heisman hopeful and getting benched and all that kind of stuff. He looked pretty good at the end of the year. If he can just come out with that and then get better from that, it have the potential to have a really good year in South Carolina.
Right. So what I said when Spence transferred from Oklahoma to South Carolina was the pressure's not there at South Carolina like it was at Oklahoma. The pressure at Oklahoma was national championship or you're a disappointment. Win a Heisman or you're a disappointment. South Carolina, neither of those things are true, right? Last year was not a disappointment at all. But he went out there and he handled business towards the end of the year. Now the question is, can he prove that what he did at the end of the year is now how he responds, not an anomaly? And you got to hope the answer is yes, but I think that's why he came back. So we'll see. Quarterbacks are obviously going to be a big question mark here. Jaden Daniels from LSU will be there. Will Rogers from Mississippi State. Joe Milton from Tennessee. Okay. I'm going to fight through this, though.
You're a fighter. That's what you do. You fight through things.
And KJ Jefferson from Arkansas, just like I said, without interrupting myself by hacking up a lung.
I interrupted you. Put it on me.
Thanks for doing that.
That's what I do here.
Hour number 2 is coming up next on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. Sorry, guys.
We're gonna
apologize.
queue up AI Rob, and he's gonna take over the rest of the show. Still loud, but AI doesn't cough. Did you bring cough drops?
I just took. Yeah, I mean, I've got cough drops, but I just took a decongestant, and I really hope that works soon.
Which means he'll be sleeping in hour 3.
No, I specifically got some extra early. You better believe I got some for this afternoon to knock me out. I can't do this.
Growing a business brings pressure. It's not easy to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. Their scalable HR solutions help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance while giving my employees.
You're right, Roger. It hasn't, but I can turn it up.
My people are able to
So to make it appear to be as loud as Rob.
With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Oh man, now I'm starting to cough.
Get on the course then with the Upstate Golf Card. For just $99, you'll get access to premier Upstate courses.
It's not good.
Today, the club at Brookstone, Carolina State, Career Golf, Links of Trout, and more. Grab your foursome and hit the course with the Upstate Golf Card. Order yours today at upstategolfcard.com. 9 rounds of golf for only $99. Get yours now while supplies last. Upstategolfcard.com. That's upstategolfcard.com.
Rise Casting One Lager proudly presents Sublime in concert at the Foundry at Jacksonville in downtown Greenville, Tuesday night, August 15th. Sublime with special guest Rome. Don't wait. Get your tickets now at FoundryGVL.com. Sponsored by Adam and Eve Greenville.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means.
I just want to say Rob has never said that it was Walmart. I'm just going to point that out.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first-year cashback match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Shop end-of-season deals during the truckload event at Lowe's. Right now, save on major appliances and get an additional 10.
All right, this isn't trending, but Ric Flair has launched an energy drink.
Oh, is it called Woo? If he didn't call it Woo, I don't want it.
Best natural high I've had. Woo. Ric Flair's getting into the energy drink biz. Launching Woo. It's called Woo. The energy drink is called Woo.
I'm in.
Oh, look at the can. Dude, you should look it up. Sparkling mushroom elixir dragon fruit.
Mushroom elixir.
Energy and focus. Mushroom blend. Oh, Aaron Rodgers got to have a hand in this also. And there he is at Hulk Hogan's hangout, and they're both holding up the can. Launched in markets on the East Coast.
The drink is not called Woo, Lonzo. It's called Woo.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, and you shouldn't either because you'll start coughing
no.
again.
Keegan said, "This is my flu game." Nah, it's not, because I've done the show with the flu before. It didn't go well.
Woo!
Woo! I can't go all out right now. every time I elevate the volume, I end up hacking up a lung. I'm about to do it again.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't me happy that he was, hacking up a lung. I was covering up the cough.
Yeah.
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 Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, our numero dos of the Rob Brown Show starts now. This is the Fan Upstate. Welcome back. Good to have you. I am Rob. The great one Lonzo is over on the other side of the metaphorical glass and the literal board this AM. No shortage of stuff to get into on the yeah. Hey, I'm feeling it today, boys. I've been feeling crappy. That's not true. I don't feel crappy. I feel fine. Like physically, I feel fine. I just can't get the nose to stop leaking like a faucet.
Yeah,
and the lungs to stay down.
He was ready to fight me earlier with my take on Trump over Christie in the office. So he's got some flair, some fire there. Just is having trouble talking without coughing.
I'm gonna get there. Got to get it all out now so that ACC Karen doesn't murder me live on the air. Could you imagine if I had the audacity to cough while they were doing their show? Oh, she'd kill me.
Maybe we should, bring in a hot plate and like steam some water, and you could just have it like right underneath you while you're talking.
Whatever ACC Karen says goes, y'all. That's just how it's going to work.
No, I meant here right now. I mean, so you could get that out of there.
Oh, this is getting aggravating. Real aggravating. All right.
I was gonna say we could call in from the bullpen, but who knows who'll walk through that door.
By God, that's Carlos with a K's music. Now we're good. We're finishing strong. We're finishing. Let's just say we're finishing. We'll see about strong. Let's get into some stuff here. Is it time for the second Rob Brown Atlanta Braves panic attack? The Bravos came out of the All-Star break. They opened up with a win over the very much sellers at the trade deadline Chicago White Sox, who are not good. They're just not good. They get set up for a 3-game series against the Sox. They drop 2 out of 3. And not only drop 2 out of 3, but the pitching gets dinged up a little bit more. They end up in a spot, as I've said a few times, that adding another pitcher is no longer an option. It's a mandate. Atlanta sent Colby Allard, a lefty, to the mound, who had a really good debut. A debut that had me come on the air the next day on this show and say, hey, this is great news. It looks like the Braves may have found another arm. He came out, gave up 7 hits and 4 runs in 1.2, was struggling to find the zone, and then left the game due to shoulder soreness. The Braves ended up having to work an impromptu bullpen game. Colin McHugh warmed up, quickly came in, covered the rest of the third and the fourth, allowing 4 hits and 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 2. Ben Heller got 2 cleanouts to finish off the fourth with 1 K. Soroka then came in the first relief appearance of his career, starting in the 5th inning, went 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs with 3 Ks and 1 homer allowed. Kirby Yates and Raciel Iglesias came out and pitched clean innings to finish up the game. Oh, by the way, why didn't we hear from AJ Minter in this game? Because AJ Minter is now going to the DL as well. Yet another Braves arm that's got to go in the ambulance for a little while. It's not great. And here's the bad news. In a series against Chicago where Spencer Strider took an L, Colby Allard is now off for at least a while. AJ Minter is now off for at least a while. Max Fried is working towards a return, but he is not there yet. The Braves are out of depth, out of the bullpen, and really in the rotation as well. They have got all the arms beat up right now. And if Spencer Strider can't be trusted to get you a win, if Bryce Elder can't be trusted to get you a win, the Braves have 4 guys in the rotation right now. Strider, Morton, Elder, Soroka, and Allard. Soroka had to come in relief, went 3 innings, which means that you are now off in that rotation, right? You have lost AJ Minter. Jesse Chavez is hopefully going to be back soon, but is not back yet, which gives you Joe Jimenez, Kirby Yates, Colin McHugh out of the pen, Strider, Morton, Elder, and Soroka in the rotation. You are out of arms, which means that you've got to be able to go out there and win games by putting up 14 a game at this point. Well, against the White Sox, specifically yesterday, the bats went to sleep. And this was my fear. This is always my fear. All-star breaks are tricky, especially when you're on a heater. The Braves had a dinger in 28 consecutive games. That is a franchise record. And I think it's the 3rd longest streak amongst all teams. That's a good run. But then they went to sleep. And it's not just that they went to sleep, but they went to sleep against Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease had not picked up a decision in like 8 games before that. Dylan Cease last year won me a ton of money because he was a K-prop king. He got 9 Ks every game. He always hit the over. This year, he's not been that. He's not been a winner. He's not been a Cy Young threat, and he made the Braves look kind of silly yesterday. So they dropped 2 out of 3 against Chicago, a bad White Sox team. One of like probably 5, maybe 6 teams across all Major League Baseball that I think are going to be trade deadline sellers. They're going to offload talent. They're going to build the future. Lucas Giolito is probably gone. Tim Anderson should probably be gone. Tim Anderson, I think, got back into his stride a little bit, which is great for the White Sox because that'll drive the value up for him a little bit. But I think the White Sox are sellers because they're just, frankly, not that good. And they came into Atlanta and took 2 out of 3. So now the Braves, who, by the way, let me try to settle my own self down, still have the best record in baseball. They're 61-31. The Rays are 60-36, the next closest team. Nobody else has hit the 60-win mark yet. So, like, that's good. That feels nice. Best record in baseball. The problem is these types of games, like we saw yesterday against Chicago, these are the type of the games that feel like start a streak you don't want to go on. James just said, hey, their last streak started after a series loss to the Oakland Athletics. Yeah, which was embarrassing. Flat out embarrassing. I do have to remind myself. In fact, I got into a discussion yesterday because I yesterday went on and did a guest spot on BetQL's 5-Star Weekend show with Sean Marash, a.k.a. Mraz from the DA show, who also hosts on the BetQL network. And we had a discussion about the trade deadline and all that. And then at the end, they're like, hey, go follow him on Twitter at the Rob Brown Show. And a guy jumped in last night and he sent me a message because we talked about the Braves on the air. And I said my play of the day yesterday was Atlanta on the run line, I think plus 105 over the White Sox. And he wrote me and he's like, Rob, I thought this was a winner. This is really frustrating. To which I said, yeah, you got to keep in mind, the best teams in Major League Baseball are going to lose 50-plus games, right? It's baseball. It's weird. It's a wonky sport. But that's not a series you lose, right? There's no panic in losing a game to a bad team. I think there's a minor amount of panic in losing a series to a bad team. And it's not just that they lost the series to a bad team in the White Sox. It's that they lost the series to the White Sox. They have today off, and tomorrow they start a series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, against Corbin Carroll, your soon-to-be NL Rookie of the Year. They've got a 3-gamer at home against Arizona. Arizona is currently sitting out in the National League West at 52-42. They have now dropped to a half game back of the Giants, and the Giants went on an absolute ripper leading up to the All-Star break. The Diamondbacks have also gone cold. They're 2-8. But this series, this is the type of series that changes momentum. This is the type of series that points you in the right direction if you get it. This series is going to be wildly important to the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are currently 9.5 games up on Miami in the NL East. Miami's 53-42. The Braves are 61-31. But I'm not really worried about Miami. If Sandy Alcantara gets his form back and gets back to being an NL Cy Young caliber player, then I get a little worried about Miami. But so far, we're over halfway through this season, and he's shown no signs of doing that. I'll tell you who I am worried about. The Philadelphia Phillies. They are 51-42. They are 10.5 games back. And 10.5 is a lot of games to make up, for sure. But the Braves made up 13 last year from this point in the calendar, right? It's not impossible. Now, it would take a collapse from Atlanta. But what is a collapse, if anything more than a cold streak? And so if the bats go cold, and I'm not saying they have, I'm saying they did yesterday. If the bats go cold for Atlanta and their pitching staff is at this point in time currently a MASH unit, which it is, right? They got what? You lost Dan Anderson for the year. You lost Kyle Wright. Soroka missed a good chunk of the season. Now Allard is gone for at least a period of time. Minter is down. Chavez is down. Like, the Braves have an all-star pitching rotation in the hospital right now. Now, if all those guys can come back, you're in great shape. The problem is we don't know how long it's going to be before they all come back. That's your big problem. And while you're waiting to find out if they are going to come back, all of a sudden, here come the Phillies. All of a sudden, Bryce Harper is back. Bryce Harper's dealt with injuries all year. Bryce Harper this weekend finished out and ended the longest home run cold streak in his career. He got one that will absolutely shoot the confidence through the roof for a guy like Bryce Harper. With Harper back, now all of a sudden there's less pressure on Trey Turner, and you can't pitch around Trey Turner like you used to could. Now all of a sudden, I'm very worried about Philadelphia, a team that played for a World Series. This team's got that caliber talent on them. And I will tell you right now, if you're Atlanta, I don't think you want to go on the road for a playoff series, right? I think you want to be in the friendly confines of the Battery. That being said, the Braves' road record is good. They're 31-17 at the house. They're 30-14 on the road. But the playoffs are a different breed of cat. With a lot of road games, with games that are taking place at 1:15 on a Wednesday afternoon. That's not a super hostile environment. I don't care if you are in Brooklyn or Queens or Boston. It's not an incredibly hostile work environment. But it will be in the playoffs. You want that series, whoever you get in round one, you want that series in Atlanta. And again, I know that Philadelphia is still 10.5 games back. But with Bryce Harper doing Bryce Harper things, if this is a return to form for him, with guys throwing for Philly the way they're throwing, with Philly suddenly playing 7-3 ball in their last 10, including to dating before the All-Star break. The All-Star break is a team reset opportunity, right? The problem is when you say team reset, you can reset from being good to being bad as well as being bad to being good. And I am concerned that a handful of days off for the All-Star break, even though half of Atlanta's starting rotation was in Seattle for the game, it can throw off your routine. It can throw off your timing. It can throw off your chemistry as a squad. So this series, if this series happened 2 weeks ago and we were 3 weeks out from the All-Star break, I probably I wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't be freaking out about it. I'm freaking out about it a little bit right now. That's a bad Chicago team. That is a Chicago White Sox team that is currently sitting over in the American League in maybe the worst division in baseball, and the White Sox are second to last in the AL Central. The only team they're ahead of right now are the Kansas City Royals. And the Royals at this point, by the way, might be the worst team in baseball. I know a lot of people want to label it Oakland. I don't consider Oakland a Major League Baseball team right now. They're a minor league team. They don't count. The Royals, at least I consider a professional baseball team. So the White Sox come into your house, into the ATL, off the break, off of a historic first half, and with bad pitching, they take 2 out of 3 from Atlanta. They got today off. They get back after it tomorrow when they take on the Diamondbacks in a series that the Braves cannot lose. If they lose that series against Arizona, then I think all of the sudden, Philadelphia is licking their chops at 51-42. All of the sudden, the Marlins, 9.5 games back, are licking their chops a little bit. Oh, and by the way, keep in mind, the Dodgers at 53-39 are still 8 games back. But the Dodgers are going to be massive trade deadline buyers. The Giants are as well at 52-41. The Diamondbacks are as well at 52-42. Somebody's landing Shohei Ohtani. And more than likely, that somebody's going to be in the National League. Which means that one of these teams, probably the Dodgers or Giants, are going to have a guy who is going to be directly responsible for 5 to 7 wins on top of what they would have done anyway. It feels counterintuitive to say that a team with a 9.5 game lead on the entire rest of the National League is about to play a pivotal series, but Atlanta's got to take minimum 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks. Minimum 2 out of 3. Because if you give any confidence to LA, to San Francisco, to Miami, to Philly, they're going to start hunting. And I don't want that. I want everybody else fighting for second and knowing that they are fighting for second. Lonzo has no idea what it's like to fight for second because he's been first in everything he's done his whole life. But for the rest of us, if you've ever been in a spot that you know you can do everything right, you can train, you can practice, you can grind and grind and grind, but at the end of the day, you're just not good enough to beat the other guy, it throws a wrench. It screws you up. And that's the mentality I need Atlanta to lay down on LA, on San Francisco, on Arizona, on Milwaukee, on Miami, and on Philadelphia. You cannot beat us. You are not good enough. And you never will be to beat us. But if you're going to go drop series like this to Chicago, why would I believe that Philly, Miami, LA, San Francisco, and Arizona can't beat you? Let's take a break. Lonzo, there was my second annual Atlanta Braves meltdown.
Yeah, I'm just
Feel good
not.
about it.
I'm just not. I mean, it's not time for me to say, "See, I told you so." They're going to be okay, Rob. I mean, I didn't want to interrupt because you're really into it, and I didn't want to discount everything that you just talked about. But I've heard this story before, and what did the Braves do? They won the World Series. So, I mean,
It was 2 years ago. It's like ancient history, dude. Ancient history. All right, let's take a break. When we come back here in just a minute, let's get some National Football League in here. We now know the landing spot of one DeAndre Hopkins, and it is not his best decision. We'll talk about that. Get some Carolina Panther talk in here as well. Brian Burns finally gets an offer on a contract from the Carolina Panthers. You needed to get it done. Now, we don't know if he's going to sign it, but it's on the table. That's a big step. We'll talk about that. The Hornets. Let's take a look at their summer slate in review. How did number 2 overall pick Brandon Miller look? Give you some thoughts on that. Little college football as well, because we started a thought with the ACC announcing a broadcast contract with the CW last week, and I don't actually know that I actually got to the crux of the argument that I wanted to make. All that more coming up on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate.
QC.
Got a live, guys. Be right back. All right.
PoorlyPro.com. That's PoorlyPro.com.
Coming up on a Monday episode of
Lonzo's overcome a lot of disrespect to get to the top. That's why he's a champ. That's why he's an award winner. He gets disrespected.
I do get disrespected, but you know, it drives me to prove people wrong. So Rob's right. Sometimes I actually deserve disrespect.
The Rob Brown Show continues. It is the Fan Upstate. We have now found out that DeAndre Hopkins, former Clemson Tiger, is now going to be a Tennessee Titan next. And I'm going to be real up front. I don't get it. I don't get it. Short of they were going to pay him the most, which if that is the logic, I understand entirely, right? I am down for, I took this job because this job offered me the most compensation. Yeah, it's a job. At the end of the day, as much as we put into the pride and pageantry of being fans of our favorite football team, the guys putting on shoulder pads and helmets are going to work. It's a job. It's a great job. It's a fun job, I'm sure. But it's a job. So if it is just based on the compensation, then sure, have at it. But that's not the impression that I get. Mighty Mighty Boston's. DeAndre Hopkins, when his free agency started, had a list of qualifications that he was looking for out of whatever team he signed. You remember, we talked about it on the air. I don't want to play with a young quarterback who's learning the game. I want to play with a team that has an opportunity to win a championship, yada, 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 which is all fine. Again, it's his job. He can look for whatever qualifications he wants, just like you and me. But I don't see how Tennessee met any of them, right? Tennessee, with all respect to my Titans fans out there, is not a team in the hunt for a championship this year.
All right, so I needed to look this up because I knew they had been pretty good for last year was a drop off.
Yep.
But they had in 2020 they were 11-5, 2021 they were 12-5. They have been there. They've been right there in the mix. And in the playoffs, they just run into better teams. I don't see that this is that bad of a fit because this takes pressure off of Derrick Henry. And it also gives you a receiver that's going to be good no matter what team he signed with.
I will start with D-Hop is a great wide receiver. No one's arguing that. He's going to be paired with Treylon Burks and Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Quick, tell me anything about those two guys. It's D-Hop. That's the wide receiver core.
And they can catch the ball.
I mean, as well as it. Listen, as Decker loves to point out about Major League Baseball,
they're
players,
in the NFL.
Right.
That means they're pretty good.
As Decker likes to point out about Major League Baseball players, the worst Major League Baseball player is still a better baseball player than 99.9% of the people on planet Earth. The worst starting NFL wide receiver is still a better wide receiver than 99% of the guys in college.
You know what? The guy on the bench is better than.
That's a fact. But we're not comparing the wide receivers to college football players or high school players or average Joes. We're comparing them to other NFL players. And the Titans are about to enter the year with like the 32nd ranked wide receiver core, even with Hopkins on it.
All right. I do realize that Mike Vrabel went to Ohio State, and it has nothing to do with me about to praise him because he also played for New England. So that's I think that evens out for me. He went 9-7, 9-7, 11-5, 12-5, 7-10. He's had one losing season. He has won the AFC South a couple years in the, what's this, 2, 4, 5 years that he's been in there. That's not bad. That's not. So he's a good coach. And I think he's a good coach. One of my favorite memories of watching him coach was when he used the technicality to beat Bill Belichick. And it was amazing. He's a good coach. He really is. And I don't think this is a bad move for Hopkins. The best move for him would have been to go to Kansas City, without a doubt. But that's the best move for just about anybody.
So again, I'm going to start with the best move depends 100% on what the results you're looking for to consider success are, right? If winning a championship is what you consider success, then absolutely.
So you're saying Tennessee has no shot? No shot at all?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What, because of Kansas City, because of Cincinnati, because of Buffalo? Yeah, that's what that's
because
called.
They're not that good. Because they're not that good. Listen, I like Mike Vrabel a lot.
Are they going to win the South?
No, Jacksonville's going to. Jacksonville's going to.
I don't know.
Jacksonville has a better team than Tennessee right now. And while I love Mike Vrabel. I do. Watching that, Lonzo and I were talking earlier in the day in the Fortress of Nerditude about the concept of motivation, right? Of getting fired up. We were talking about, and we'll talk about this in the next hour. I watched the first 3 episodes of the quarterback documentary on Netflix, and I'm loving it. And Lonzo and I were talking about, you've got 3 very different guys that this documentary followed during the last season. You got Patrick Mahomes, you got Marcus Mariota, and you got Kirk Cousins, right? And Lonzo, we were talking before the show. He's like, hey, you wouldn't like, I knew you weren't going to like Kirk Cousins. And I said, I don't dislike Kirk Cousins. It's just that Kirk Cousins and I are very different people that likely outside of we play on the same football team together, don't really have anything we would bond and be friends over.
How often do you cheer for someone you don't like?
All the time. I'm an NFL fan. There are plenty of guys on the team that I don't like, but they're my guys and I will root for them. Doesn't mean that I would hang out with them away from the facility if I was on the team, right? So we got to talking about the concept of motivation because within this documentary, all 3 quarterbacks are mic'd up on the sideline, and you get a lot of clips of them talking to the guys on the sideline. And I said, in watching the way that Mahomes behaves on the sideline, who cusses like a sailor, he's jumping, he's hitting, he's having a great time. Kirk Cousins, who I described as Kirk Cousins is like the coach of your church basketball team. Like he's trying to get you hyped, but he's got big youth pastor vibes.
I don't know. Some of those church basketball leagues are brutal.
I know. I was in a Catholic church league years ago. It was the boys went to town. All right. But I like Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes on the sideline in the multiple 12-second clips we got. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. That's my dog. Let's get this.
They get more lengthy as they go because Marcus Mariota disappears.
Yeah.
So they had to spread it out a little bit more.
Yeah. Mariota was kind of like in the middle, Mariota was kind of in the middle. Like there were spots where I'm like, all right, I'd go to battle with this guy. And then there's spots that I'm like, bro, like you don't believe in you. Why would I believe in you?
Yeah.
And then there's Kirk Cousins who he's like, guys, have some pride in yourselves, guys. Come on. Let's go out there and finish, guys. And it's like, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it doesn't resonate with me.
I'm shaking my head because I want to defend Kirk Cousins. I never in my life thought that because I've made fun of Kirk Cousins his entire career, but then watching this made me think different of him.
Sure. Without a doubt. That's why I love this documentary.
Because he's a motivated guy. They get more into how much work. You get to see the inside of what it's like to actually be a quarterback in the NFL.
Sure. And it's a great documentary.
Yeah, I mean.
And we'll come back because I do want to talk about it. It's a great documentary. But the point is, we were talking about motivation before the show. Y'all, if there's a coach in the league that like I look at and I'm like, that guy would get me fired up, it's Mike Vrabel. I like this cat. But here's the thing. Like I talked about in the last segment, I've told this story 100 times. I'll tell the abridged version one more time. Meggs Middle School, 8th grade, county championship. Meggs versus Pryor Middle School. We were hot boat, boys. We were in fuego. We won like 7 out of the last 8 before the county championship. We went out against Pryor, played a good game, and they kicked the hell out of us. And we walked back into the weight room after it was over. And Tom Grant, gruff ex-military dude, head coach. It was like if Tom Coughlin was actually a scary person. Coach Grant walked into the locker room, took off his big Bobby Bowden-esque straw hat. He set it on the ground. He pulled a bench press bench over. He sat on it, leaned forward, put his arms on his thighs, and he looked at us. And we were ready for the rear end chewing of a lifetime. And he said, "Boys, today y'all had the worst problem in sports. Other team was just better than you." And that is stuck with me, dude. That has resonated with me. That's not to say you don't go into any competition and give it 1,000%. It's just the real world's not fair. And sometimes the other guy is going to beat you just because he's better than you. Tennessee is, as football teams go, is a real good team. That's a team that is they play on one page. The problem is they're just not that talented, right? They're just not that talented. You got Tannehill as the starting quarterback, who is not bad, underappreciated. You got King Henry as your running back, who is my favorite running back to watch in the league right now. Derrick Henry is a monster, and I love watching him go. By the way, banged up a lot. And you got DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver. But outside of that, quick, name me another Titan. Just name any other Titan. Hell, I'll even open it up. Name me a Titan on offense or defense that's not Tannehill, Henry, or Hopkins. Name one. Just any one of them.
Thanos.
Exactly. They're just not good. They don't have the talent. It's not a shot. They just don't have the talent. Jacksonville, right? We talked about motivation. This is where I was going. Mike Vrabel's a guy that Rob Brown would connect with. That's a guy that gets me fired up.
Yeah, because Tennessee is a blue collar type team. You don't know all the stars and everything, but they go out there and they give it their all and they win games.
Listen, they compete. And I'm not going to say they don't compete. They do compete. But competing isn't winning. Yeah, I respect a team that goes out there and bust it up competing. But they're just not that good. That just talent-wise, they're not that good. The difference between Jacksonville and Tennessee and the reason Jacksonville will win the AFC South this year, with, by the way, one possible kink in the system, and I'll talk about that in a second. With the exception of one possible kink in the system, is because if I asked you, who would you pick to coach your football team for one game if one game saved your job? Doug Peterson or Mike Vrabel? Who are you going with? I'm going to go with a guy who won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. I'm going to go with a guy who went down to Jacksonville and took the absolute cesspool that Urban Meyer left in his wake and won the division last year. In Trevor Lawrence's first year as a bona fide NFL football player.
See, I get all that. And I like Peterson and I love what he's doing in Jacksonville. But at the same time, he did get fired, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying I don't recall that happening to Vrabel.
He did, but it was not because Doug Peterson wasn't good.
It wasn't?
No.
You sure?
Yes. It was because
usually a head coach gets fired because the team isn't good, especially a head coach who won the Super Bowl and then, a year or so later he's out. Why is that? Because he's getting blamed because of turmoil and things on the team, or maybe because the team was losing.
He got canned 3 years after they won a Super Bowl. They finished 4-11-1 the season Doug Peterson got fired.
Losing. Exactly.
Correct.
By the way, I just said the record for Vrabel. He hasn't done that. So.
I don't disagree. And I'm also going to argue that keep in mind the situation in Philadelphia when he got fired. Because Jalen Hurts wasn't there. Right?
Yeah, but you thought
My man had Carson Wentz,
Jalen
dog.
Hurts was a question mark until this last year, and even a question mark then. So I don't think Jalen Hurts is the difference about whether Peterson gets fired or not.
Doug Peterson got fired because Lori and the rest of the guys that wear the suits and ties did not see eye to eye with Doug Peterson post the Super Bowl. They thought that they looked and went, "It's dynasty time. We need dynasty now." And Peterson went, "Y'all, dynasties in the NFL aren't a thing anymore. Unless you have a Mahomes, a Brady, a Manning, and hell, even Manning didn't have a dynasty, right? The only dynasties in the last 20 years were led by Tom Brady, the GOAT, and Patrick Mahomes, the only guy on planet Earth that might become the GOAT. That's it. So the Eagles went, we deserve a dynasty. We won a Super Bowl. We deserve more. It's like, dude, that's not really how this works, right? So it goes 4-11, navigating the Carson Wentz as his starting quarterback scenario and gets canned. He goes to Jacksonville. He takes over the mess that Herb left. He goes in with a rookie quarterback who is lucky not to have been ruined by Urban Meyer. And what did he do in his first year in Jacksonville? Wins the division that you're asking me if Tennessee can win. No, they don't have the talent to run with the Jags. And if you're asking me who I want to coach my team for one game to save my paycheck, Doug Peterson's the answer.
Well, and the real reason why he's so high on Jacksonville is because Jacksonville is owned by the Khan family. The Khan family also owns AEW. And before this show is over, you're going to get a chance to win 2 tickets to AEW Collision.
How about at the end of this hour? What do we think about that?
I mean, you're not going to give me some credit for that awesome
That's a good
transition.
segue.
I mean, you
It's a
know,
great segue. I was playing it off because you don't point out that it's a great segue. You just roll with
I
it.
need, as the kids say these days, I need my flowers, man.
Somebody tell Lonzo how good he is. All right. Coming up at the end of the next segment, we have got a pair of tickets to give away to AEW Collision coming up in Greenville, South Carolina at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. It'll be Saturday, August 5th. I'll be there. Lonzo won't because he's got a show to do that night. But you know who else will be there, Lonzo? The best in the world.
No, because I'll be doing the show that night. You already said that.
Back after this on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. Solid drop there from Lonzo. He knows.
I'm Chuck Sanders. Here's the Sports Flash on the Fan Upstate. Rory McIlroy birdie the last 2 holes.
I'm going to take you guys off the stream while I blow my nose because I promise you don't want to hear that. BRB.
Next week at Royal Liverpool with momentum. McIlroy currently ranked 3rd behind John Rahm.
Cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home. When it's time to buy, visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development.
Why you so quiet, Rob? Saving your voice. Never mind.
Like, I don't feel my voice is going to give out. It's just that if I go overboard, start hacking up my guts, I don't want to do that anymore.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's peanut butter cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay. Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. This, I'm on something. Reese's. Reese's.
The Dell Technologies Black Friday and July event starts now with limited quantity deals on top business PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Fostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Plus, get special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WorkBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
From the Ingalls Market Studio, The Fan.
Upstate, 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg.
From the CBS Sports Radio. Getting the game on the road.
The Rob Brown Show rolls on. It is the Fan Upstate. Coming up here in about 4 minutes, your opportunity to win a pair of tickets to the Saturday, August 5th edition of All Elites Wrestling's Collision. Saturday night, August 5th at the Bon Score Wellness Arena. I'll be there along with a host of others. Looking forward to it. Your chance to win a pair of tickets coming up at the end of the segment. But before we get there, Lonzo, I told you it was a work because over the weekend, out came pictures of Messi's trip to Publix, where he was indeed surrounded by fans and well-wishers asking for selfies and autographs. Then, yesterday, David Beckham introduced Lionel Messi to the Inter Miami fan base, who went 24K strong. They sold out the stadium just to see Leo Messi make his debut in that hot pink Inter Miami kit.
David Beckham he's like married to a Spice Girl or something.
He is, and that is the only thing he's famous for,
yeah,
actually.
I knew the name from somewhere.
Only known for being married to Posh Spice. Anyway, Leo Messi gets introduced to the Miami fans. He gets introduced to the Miami fans in a sold-out arena on a Sunday night where fans came out in hordes just to see homeboy.
Cilantro, did you care about soccer?
Right.
Had to be. I wasn't sure how that would.
I mean, it was
soccer. I wasn't sure how the soccer thing would come out.
Not like that. Not like that. But I get what you were driving at. I do. Look, we have watched ticket prices at every stadium Miami will visit the rest of this MLS season skyrocket. As I mentioned, you want to go up to Charlotte for the regular season finale of CFC and watch them play Inter Miami and Argentinian legend Leo Messi, you're forking out at a minimum $225 to sit in the top of the upper section, and they have untarped it. That game is going to be sold out like a Panthers playoff game.
All right, and in entertainment, who is the equivalent of Messi? I'm trying to figure out where his stardom actually is.
Are you talking like movie stars, music stars?
Whatever you want to throw out
In
there.
the world of soccer, he's Bad Bunny.
Okay.
In the world of soccer, he's Bad Bunny. In the
probably,
world of soccer,
probably not as versatile, but still. Yeah.
He is in the world of soccer, he is a global megastar. Yeah. He's that big. He's that good. So, again, we have watched every stadium he's going to play in sell out or jack ticket prices through the roof. He sold out a 20+ thousand seat stadium on a Sunday night, not to play, just to walk on a stage wearing a pink jersey.
All right, so
which,
this,
by the way,
this
is
isn't
a dope jersey.
This isn't one of those sellouts where a bunch of free tickets are given away and they count it as a sellout. You sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They had the concession stands open and everything. It was.
Oh, so you're saying they
impressive.
offered free beer and that's how they got the stadium?
No, they
full?
were offering $14 beer and hot dogs, and it was still sold out.
Separately, not combined.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Correct. It was ridiculous. But, again, dude's a megastar. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to go see not the megastar, but a couple of megastars, coming up Saturday, August 5th, we have got right now a pair of tickets to Saturday Night Collision presented by All Elite Wrestling, August 5th at the Well downtown. And we are giving them to caller number 4. What other number would it be?
Well, I'm going with 4 because, I'm sticking my hands in my pocket a la Orange Cassidy.
Caller number 4 right now winning a pair of tickets to go see All Elite Wrestling Saturday Night Collision at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena. It is August 5th. I'll be there along with a host of the Armada. Caller number 4 right now to 844-326-3663. 844-326-3663 is the number. Caller number 4 wins a pair of tickets right now. We're back after this for the third hour of the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. All right, guys, we're going to go on the away screen while Alonzo answers calls. We'll be right back.
Tickets, by the way, Kevin Miller. Congratulations
Congrats,
to Kevin.
Kevin. We'll see you August 5th at the Well for All Elite Wrestling's Saturday Night Collision.
And here's the thing: if it keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and it's been like 2 or 3 minutes, you didn't win. That's if I take the time to go, sorry, you're not the winner. Sorry, you're not the winner. Sorry, you're not the winner. Then I don't have time to screen the caller, screen the winner.
Keegan said, I want to watch Lonzo crush dreams live. I do it every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be where you are and they can't because they can never be robbed. So just by you existing, you're crushing dreams.
That's what I'm here for.
And you're crushing your own dreams in a good way. Like there's another dream I've achieved. There's another dream I've achieved. Like next month.
I got one for you. Saturday was the future sister-in-law's baby shower, right? Now, the fiance, knowing that and for our lady listeners, most men do not want to go to baby showers. We don't.
What?
We don't want to go to baby showers. None of them. Not yours, not your sister's, not your high school best friends. Hell, most men don't want to go to their own baby's baby shower. We just don't want to do it. All right? So
I'm trying to remember if we had baby showers. I guess we probably did.
You absolutely did.
But
you
I
may not have been there.
I'm guessing I didn't go. I mean, because you don't want me at your baby shower.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it is a relatively recent thing that baby showers have become co-ed.
Thank you. Because back in the 50s, as you said earlier, when I was a child,
Lonzo and the sock hop, where the babies got made before the shower.
The men's did not go to the baby shower.
It's become a co-ed thing. And listen, let's be straight up. I am always down for a co-ed event.
And who decided that? Who decided to make it co-ed? I mean, I get all the equality and all that kind of stuff, but it's okay for it to just be the girls there having a good time.
No, listen, I am fine with the baby shower being everyone who wants to be at the baby shower. The key operating word there being wants to be at the baby shower, right? If you want to go to a baby shower, have at, big dog. I'm here for it.
Yeehaw.
Fellas included. But I don't. And most men don't want to go to baby showers. We just don't. Well, the fiance, being the incredible person that she is, I, of course, on Saturday had Bet for the Cycle, the nation's #1 baseball gambling show in America, alongside former Major League Baseball player Cody Decker, right? And that show's at noon. The baby shower was from like 11 to 3 or 2 or whatever. And she tells me, she's like, listen, it's my family. You need to go. You need to be there. But don't take off of the show. So you can come make like a 45-minute appearance and then just get gone. And that's what I did. I walked in. I said hi. I hung out for 45 minutes. I Irish goodbyed that thing and went back up to the condo to do the show.
Wait. I just got what this is. I just got what this is. This is someone bragging on their man. Oh, he's got to leave and go do a national radio show. That's what this was all about.
It's that, and it is also the first major family gathering.
Right.
Since we got engaged.
But no, I get it.
Right.
I think it was handled well because
it was handled great. Yeah. Because initially when it came out, like most of the dudes in her family weren't going, right? So when it first came out, she's like, no, you don't need to go. Don't worry about it. Like, you're fine. Don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago, she's like, I kind of do need you. I kind of need you there. But as I mentioned, she was like, I want to spend a weekend with you in Charleston. Like, I want me and you to, like, this is a mini vacation for us. Let's go to Charleston for the weekend. Come by, make a 45-minute appearance, and then you can Irish goodbye and go do your show, which is what happened. Now, the point of the story is my favorite thing that happened during the party.
I'm going to have to ask Odie this weekend what an Irish goodbye is.
You just leave.
I want to know from someone who's from
an Irishman,
someone who's actually from Ireland.
An Irish goodbye is you just leave.
And are they offended if it's not that? Why would you say that to us so we don't do that? But go ahead.
I mean, I'm Irish. I'm allowed to say it.
Okay. All right.
You can't. I can't.
How do you know I don't have Irish? My wife is Irish, so you know.
So Texture said, listen, if you're serving booze at your baby shower, I'll be there. Heck, you don't even have to know me and I'll be there. Texture, I don't know if you know this. There are literally hundreds of buildings where you can go and they'll give you alcohol. You don't, you say like, you can just go.
Yeah, but not for free. I think that's what they were talking about for
Fair
free.
enough. All right.
Yeah.
So we're at this baby shower. We're like 15 minutes in. And they had, finger food set out, right? They got like egg salad sandwiches and like a cheese platter, finger foods. And one of the things that they had was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches that they had used the cookie cutter and cut like shapes out of. So it was like little PB&J sandwiches.
It's how it's how you can cut the crust off without trying to look fancy.
Correct.
Okay.
Except they did look fancy because there were like stars and moons and birds. It wasn't just like.
Sounds like a lot smaller sandwich.
Yeah.
Like
they definitely were.
Yeah.
You were getting like I told the fiance, I'm like, I'm kind of offended by how much PB&J I know you guys wasted to do this. She's like, well, we ate it while we were making them. All right, cool, whatever. Anyway, they had a platter of these things out there. Now, Rob Brown.
He walked in, took the platter, walked out, and say, "See ya."
Almost. Rob Brown loves a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right. PB&J, I understand it's bland. I understand it's low effort, but a good PB&J sandwich with like the perfect ratio of jelly to peanut butter on bread that's still fluffy. Like it's a goat tier snack. Yeah. So I walked in and they got some other food. They got some like buffalo chicken dip and all, but like I saw a stack of PB&J sandwiches. And they're not full sandwiches. They're like little stars and moons and birds and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to go ham on some PB&J. Well, so did a couple of the other guys that were there. We were just standing around absolutely macking down on some PB&J.
And then they were trying to talk.
Well, we were talking football, so it was a fine baby shower.
I meant because of peanut butter.
I got it.
Was it chunky or was it smooth?
No, it's smooth. Chunky peanut butter is overrated.
No,
Chunky
man, you
peanut
gotta go.
butter's
You
gross.
gotta go chunky. You want some crunch in there.
No, I don't. Just give me some.
Because that crunch,
give me some cream.
that crunch could be bugs. You don't know.
So, yes, I do. It's peanut butter. All right. So we're knocking down the PB&J, and I'm looking over, and I'm realizing like we have almost finished the plate. Now it's not just like the five of us. There, some of the ladies are coming over. They're grabbing one. There's like 7 or 8 kids running around. They're coming over grabbing some, and we're getting down towards the end of the plate. And I look down with about 3 minutes before I leave to go do the show, and there is one peanut butter sandwich left. So I yanked it. Yoink! Mine. Thanks.
You are the radio star in the room.
Yeah,
you deserve the last one.
I look down and I grab it, and I start going to town on the last star-shaped peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Unless the prospective mom wanted the last one, then there's a problem.
Oh, no. No. The 8-year-old little boy wanted it. And when he walked over, as he walked over and grabbed the tray and looked up and realized they were gone, as Rob Brown is now half done with his star-shaped peanut butter and jelly sandwich, looks at me and goes, I wanted that. Basically. Looks at me and goes, I wanted that. I wanted that sandwich. And I was like, oh, sorry, dude. As I then popped the second half of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich into my fat face. I wanted that. Oh, sorry, dude.
Do the people at this event know how much you really enjoy children?
I love kids.
Did you take pleasure?
No. Listen.
Sucks to be you, bro.
Put the jokes aside for a minute. I like kids. They're fun. In fact, I was playing with most of the kids at this thing. I'm always the I'm every kid's uncle at these events. I'm the one that's like, yo, kids, cornhole boards, let's go. Who wants some? I told one, it was at a condo complex with a pool. One of the guys rolled over and was like, Mom, I want to get in the pool. One of the kids rolls over and was like, Mom, I want to get in the pool. She's like, we're not getting in the pool. We're at a party. And like 2 minutes later, the kid walks by me and I'm like, hey, dude, jump in the pool. He's like, no, mom said someone has to watch me. I'm like, all right, cool. I got you. I'll watch you. Jump in the pool. And I talked this kid into jumping in the pool, right? I love kids. They're fun.
Yeah, but his mom just told him no, and you coaxed him into doing it.
Yeah, because Uncle Rob's the best. I'll take the heat. I don't care.
Will you?
Yeah,
Will you? When
I'll take the
when
heat.
that kid got home.
I'm like, oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I didn't know. He asked me if I could get in the pool. I was like, hell yeah, it's a public pool. Go bananas. Let's go. So the kid looks over as I'm just crushing the sandwich. He's like, I wanted that. Not, oh man, I wanted that. He's like, I wanted that. Like, you jerk. How dare you eat the sandwich that's on the table for everybody
Don't
to
you
eat?
understand? You're an adult. Adults are not supposed to eat PB&J. Those are for children.
Your loss. So I see him go over to the lady I assume is his mom. And I'm like, uh-oh, this is going to be a thing. Now, if I was at somebody else's baby shower, I'm not super concerned, but this is the fiance sister's baby shower. Like, and everybody at this point knows who I am because, again, she's telling everybody, right? This is my fiance. We just got engaged back in March. He's leaving in a minute to go host his national radio show, right? Everybody in the room knows me. I'm like, this is going to be problematic for me. And I see the mom like kind of look over. I'm like, all right, I have a choice to make here, Lonzo. The choice is, do I just split, just gone, just leave? Or do I stand there and run the risk of her coming over and being like, why? Like, why'd you do that? And I decided, no, you know what? I'm taking the heat if it comes. So she walks over and the kid stays on the other side of the room. And she's like, did you eat the last peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. She goes, oh, so-and-so was hoping to have one. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I was like, I can go in the back and make another one if you want. Like, I'm just trying to pour it on now. Like, I can go in the back and make another one if you want. And she goes, no, I just don't know why a grown-up would eat the last one. And I was like, oh, all right. Any chance you had,
So I didn't
is gone now.
I haven't heard the story, so me saying that about kids, that just works out so well.
Yep. I just don't understand why an adult would eat the last one. And now, in fairness, this is where I could have absolutely pushed the turbo on the boat head button, but I didn't. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. This is, I was told this is our lunch today, and I was hungry. And there was I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I just don't understand why an adult would eat the last one. Well, I don't understand why your 9-year-old child would cry about it. It's a PB&J sandwich, right? It was not Kobe beef. This was not Grouper Pontchartrain. It was just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What kind of train?
Grouper Pontchartrain.
I guess it's fish, but
it is. It's grouper. It is baked inside of a bag so that all the juice and the marinade and the spice stays in the fish.
Is the head and the eyeballs and the bones still
It
within
can
it?
be if you wanted to. That's not my style. I fillet it first.
Okay.
I'm not trying to have my food look back at me. You know what I mean? That's a little weird. Anyway.
We'll leave the eyeballs in so they'll see you through the week.
Hey, teach your kids not to freak out because they don't get the last PB&J sandwich. I don't care if I'm 38. PB&J is top notch. All right, let's get a couple of things.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm walking away from it right there.
Why? Why? Because we don't know the end of the story, dude.
What was the end of the story?
I mean,
she walked away. I left.
Okay.
I was like, done. I'm out.
All right.
I'm out. And now it obviously wasn't a huge deal because I didn't hear about this from anyone else the rest of the weekend. So either everybody. Oh, and by the way, I did get told. I'm not going to say by who. I did get told that kid sucked. Like he was just a problem the whole time. Right? Which doesn't shock me because any kid who looks an adult in the face and goes, I wanted that, and then goes and tells mommy, kid, you got some life lessons and I'm here to teach you one. That's what Uncle Rob's for.
Yeah, come on. That kid's going to have to pay for therapy or this is how 1%ers act, apparently.
Good. If he pays for therapy, he'll be a better person.
Really?
Therapy's good.
Really?
Therapy is good thing. If you have any mental hangups, get therapy. It will help you dramatically. But if you can't or your parents won't, I'm here to teach you the life lesson that, oh, kid, you wanting a thing doesn't mean you're going to get it. I want a Ferrari, but I'm not rolling around in one, am I?
You sound like Veruca Salt when you said that. I just, and this was the day when little Johnny figured out
I want it now.
that life is not fair.
Yeah, I wanted that. All right, well, sucks to be you, kid.
From then on, he was afeared of bearded men.
Yeah. You should have rolled up over to the table a little earlier, my dude. We've been here 45 minutes.
Was this a chubby kid or a kid who?
No, not really. I mean,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, like, I'm not. I don't think the kid was playing wide receiver, but he wasn't an offensive lineman.
Oh,
Either.
okay, all right. I'm just curious.
I'll put it this way.
I just wanted the picture to be, a little more vivid in my mind. That's all.
He wasn't hurting for a PB&J sandwich. I'll just say that. All right. They were on the table for 45 minutes, my dude. You could have had any that you wanted, but you decided you wanted one when the last one was gone. Well, that's on you, bro.
Then Rob
That's on you.
said, "Hey, kid, you should have asked for seafood." And then he showed him the PB&J in his mouth and went, "Meh."
I wish I would have. James said, get therapy, even if Rob's the reason you're there. I don't know what to tell you.
There's quite a few people there that's there for that reason.
I
maybe.
wanted that. All right. Well, sorry. Should have been here 3 minutes ago. You could have had it. Could have beat me to it. And I would not have been mad. I'd have moved on to the egg salad sandwiches. But you weren't. And you didn't. So it's mine. All right. We got to get some stuff in here. I really did not.
I hope those people don't think that all radio people are like that, though. I mean, you made us all look bad. If you just said, "Hey, here's the last PB&J. Does anybody want it? If not, I'm going to take it."
Dog, it was on a serving platter on the table. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't like I stashed them in the corner of the room like a hoarder and just hid them from the kids. It was literally on.
Did you walk up and get it, or were you just standing by it the entire time as you were eating?
There were 5 of us
Okay.
who were all standing around the table. Because here's the thing. Listen, here's the other mistake. If you're going to bring the dudes to the baby shower, ladies, I'm about to give you a free piece of advice for every activity you do moving forward. If you want all of the dudes at your event to be centered in one place for whatever reason, whether it's to have them in a place or to not have them in another place, there's 2 ways to do it. Number 1, cooler full of beer. We will stand by the cooler of beer. Wherever you put the cooler of beer, that is the dude congregation point. If you don't have a cooler of beer, then wherever you put the food is where we're going to we are going to congregate around consumption. Brewskis are food. Well, there was no cooler full of brewski. So where did all the dudes at this event center? Around the food table.
Yeehaw!
We centered around the food table. We were knocking back some slow cooker meatballs, egg salad sandwiches, buffalo chicken dip, and PB&J. And by the way, again, all individual finger foods. You didn't set us down with some roast beef po' boys, with some food.
Did you go out on the town after eating egg salad sandwiches?
What did we do after the shower? We left there.
Just
we went out to dinner. Then we came out. No, we came back and we played. Played board games. And,
okay,
and watched quarterback.
The effects of egg salad sandwiches.
That was good. I made it through.
Okay,
the meatballs were a different story. Meatballs wrecked me a little bit yesterday.
Why were the kids at a baby shower?
Everybody was at the baby shower. That's the baby shower now. Everybody comes to the baby shower.
That's so odd. And I get, back in my day, baby showers were only the women. And actually, back in my day, it was that.
For the record, again.
And you know where the kids were? They were at home with dad.
For the record, I am 100% on board with co-ed baby showers. If you want to go, because listen, there are very few things that if my lady friend goes, I want you to come with me to this thing, I'm in. right? If she says, I want to hit the farmer's market at 7 a.m. on a Saturday because they've got these plants I want to buy, I'm waking up early to go with her. No problem, because I like doing things with her and I like doing things for her. No problem. So if you, as a supportive significant other, want to involve yourself and go with her to the baby shower, fine, have at it. I'm not saying, oh, it should only be women. No, it should be anybody who wants to be there. And only people who want to be there.
I cannot state enough how much I hate when people do that over the microphone.
Sorry. All right.
So really what this comes down to, and the discussion is happening on stream right now, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. The last of anything is there. Do you hesitate? You don't hesitate, man. If you want it, just get it.
Yeah.
I mean, don't feel bad about it. Someone, don't stand around and go, oh, no. You
The
go
only
ahead.
reason-
No. It's like being at a four-way stop. Hey, you ain't going, I'm going.
The
So
only reason I will hesitate is if I have consumed most of that thing, right?
oh, I don't even care about
If
that.
if you got a
If it's the last one, dude, and everyone's worried about etiquette, take that problem away from them so they don't have to worry about it anymore.
Look, if you bring a pizza to a party and I have not had any pizza and I roll up to the table and the last slice is there, yo, dibs, I didn't get any. If you order a pizza and I eat half of it and we're at the last slice, no, I'm going to let that go. But we were all around the table. We were all picking off of stuff. I had like two or three star-shaped peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. There was one left. I went for it. Texture said, I've been known to bring my own cooler of beer to events that don't have beer. Talk about the entire group of dudes sitting around my truck in the driveway. Same.
I was going to say, he probably brings a
Same.
lawn chair too, just rips out the lawn chair, puts the cooler
Same.
down, and just watches.
Same. I will specifically ask, hey, is there beer? No? All right. There is now. Now, I'm not going to make a big production out of it. You don't have to roll up in there carrying 248 suitcases on your shoulder to go, I brought the beer since y'all didn't have none. No, but there's going to be a 12-pack in the trunk of the
I hear
of the
tell
car.
that's how they do it in Pickens County, though.
Yeah. There's going to be a 12er out in the trunk that, like, me and 2 or 3 other select bros at a baby shower are going to know is there. And we'll all head out there and share it together. That's a professional way to handle that, Texter. I approve. Texter says, sign number 675, Lonzo is legit. He says he doesn't know how famous Leo Messi is, and I actually believe him. Lonzo just does himself, and I'm here for it. True story.
I do me, yo.
Take a break. We're back after this. I'm Rob. He's Lonzo. It's the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. That is not how I saw that segment going, for the record. Married for about 10 years now, been to 2 baby showers and there was alcohol involved. Yeah, again, most of the showers that I've gone to, and there have only been like 6. Mark Shelley had a baby shower. Shelley's baby shower was the best baby shower I've been to. You know why? Because when we got there, there was a fridge that was fully stocked with beers that we were welcome to.
Probably not a good move for you to do before going on a nationally syndicated radio
No,
show.
this was.
No, I'm just saying if
Oh,
it would
yeah,
have been.
No,
yeah.
yeah. Even if I couldn't be pounding brewskis at this one because I had to do the show. Shelley's baby shower had a fridge full of beer that was open serve and a golden tea machine, a ping pong table, and a pool table. It didn't feel like we were at a baby shower. It felt like we were at a party, right? We're just cracking back Yinglings, playing golden tea, beating each other up on the ping pong table. Like, that's fine. I'll tell you what drives me nuts. We went to one, whose was it? I don't remember. We went to somebody's a while back, and they have baby shower games. Like, for instance, you take a piece of ribbon and you make a circle and you estimate how big around the mommy's belly is. And you make your mark, and then they wrap it around her belly, and they see if you guessed how big her belly is. I ain't trying to live that life.
Why?
I'm not trying to live that life.
I mean, why should we be involved in that?
Right. Oh, here's one. Here's one they do. They take diapers. They take different types of chocolate and candy bars. They melt them, and then they put them into the diapers so they look like baby refuse. And then you, based on whatever your methodology is, have to try to identify what each type of candy bar is that's been melted down and made to look like baby poop.
So you're saying they eat the candy out of the diaper?
if that's how you want to determine what kind of food it is.
How else would you be able to tell?
Smell, touch, texture. I don't know. I
Okay.
didn't play. There were 2 games that I was interested in. One of them is the baby bottle chug, where they will fill a baby bottle up
Wow.
with beer.
Wow.
And whatever dude downed all the beer out of the baby bottle first, which all it turned into was the bros.
He watched, didn't participate because he had that nationally
Correct.
syndicated. Yeah.
That is
so,
100%
yeah.
correct.
Well, yeah.
All it turned into was the bros, the friends of the dad, taking their teeth, ripping off the top of the baby bottle nipple, and then chugging beer. So your game is beer chug.
Why don't
I'm
you
in
just
for that.
unscrew the thing? Why do you got to be all violent about it?
You can't remove it. You just have to do. So they chewed the end off and then chugged it. Because if you ever try to squirt something out of a baby bottle, I'd still be drinking a beer today. I mean, they would still be drinking a beer today. Honestly, I did not drink before the show. I do not drink.
Say,
before
dude,
shows. I drink after shows.
I'm doing what I do. I'm trying to save you over here.
I swear, you Scout's honor. I did not have a beer before the show. I don't drink before I go on the air. I drink when it's over. The only other one I played,
especially after the bad shows.
The only other one that they would play is there was a necklace with a diaper pin on it, and whoever, if you were wearing it, you weren't allowed to say the word baby, and if you said the word baby and somebody caught you, you had to give them the necklace, and whoever got the necklace at the end of the shower got to take home whatever alcohol was left. That's a great game. I like that game.
Unless you don't drink.
Right. In which case that game means nothing to you.
And maybe you weren't invited to.
But
the
I
thing
told the
I mean,
fiance, since I had to go upstairs to do the show, she had better win that game. She did not.
I was gonna say, I'm guessing she did not, but you put too much pressure on her. Why would you do that, man? She might have won if you hadn't done that. You messed yourself over. By the way, that hat really matches that.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, that looks good. It does.
It's a good combination. I will go to your wedding if you don't provide alcohol. I will not stay at your reception.
Oh, okay. All right.
I will come to the reception. I will make sure you see me at the reception, and then I'm gone. I did one.
Would that include your own wedding?
Yeah, because my wedding would be dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wedding already will have a fountain of Jägermeister. That is something I have wanted.
If I were to be invited to said wedding, I will sit in the back and make fun of everybody as they partake of the fountain.
Could be great. Can't wait. A Jaeger fountain, and we're trying to decide.
Put money on who's the person at the end of the thing who's actually just sticking their face in the fountain.
Give away a koozie that says we did it on the beach, or a shot glass with the wedding logo. I think the koozie,
you have a wedding
use
logo.
Koozie, right?
Wow, wedding
logo.
logo.
Well, it's gonna be great too. All right, the Rob Brown Show rolls on. I feel like Steph Curry should be legally required to give up the game of golf.
No.
Like he just should not be allowed to play golf anymore.
No, I know where you're going with this, and you should, because it's an amazing feat. But you know what he couldn't do? You know what he couldn't do? You know what Steph Curry couldn't do? He couldn't beat Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes at golf.
True, in the exhibition match, but he did win this tournament after he aced and eagled 18. He wins the AC championship with a hole-in-one and an eagle on 8. Dude, all right.
It's a work. I'm yawning over here. No one can be the greatest three-point shooter of all time,
and
then actually
knock down holes in one.
Yeah.
Also aces.
No, this is a charity tournament, right? So they made it look like it went in. It didn't really go in.
He needed an eagle to win on the 18th hole in the final round in order to beat former tennis pro Marty Fish. Drained a 15-footer for eagle to take home the dub.
What was the final score? I'm curious. Was it under par?
Oh yeah. Now I believe this is a points match, so it's not like you're 7 under and they're 6 under. It's hole by hole. Like you win a hole, you get a point.
No, I got you.
Yeah. And he had the eagle to take the point in the dub, and he did. But that wasn't even the best part, man. The ace. The ace. He went with the ace. Got the hole-in-one on a 152-yard par 3 7th.
Is this the same tournament that McAfee and all those guys were
Yes.
at? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Some excellent video by those guys, by the way.
Oh, they did a great job. Steph Curry lands about a foot short of the hole. It takes one little hop and a roll, drops in for one. Steph then hits a 152-yard arms out like he just knocked down a game winner in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, all the way down the middle of the hole. The crowd's losing its mind. So was I. Steph, you cannot be the greatest three-point shooter in NBA history and also be a dude who knocks down aces on the golf course. You have to pick one, bro. This is not cool. Like, you have too much. You have too many things.
All right, let me pick for him.
Pick a thing.
You go ahead and retire from basketball and go play golf. I'm okay with that. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Dude's unreal.
Take Clay with you.
Dude's unreal.
But leave Draymond.
It's just unbelievable. David Griffin is the vice president of operations for your New Orleans Pelicans, ladies and gentlemen. Griff apparently got real tired of hearing about Zion Williamson. He did an interview on Sirius XM NBA radio with Justin Termine and Amon Al-Hassan, in which he said, and I quote, "I think what's unfortunate is he is a name that generates clicks no matter what the link says. Zion puts on his socks. People click that. And so it makes it really easy for people to manufacture rumor around him because they don't have to have any kind of actual credibility behind what they say to generate clicks. And we, as a society, this isn't true of sports. This is true across all platforms. Reality doesn't matter anymore. Generating clicks matters. And so, unfortunately for Zion, he's an oddity and somebody that people pay a great deal of attention to and manufacture a lot of stories around. We never had a single conversation that Zion was a part of. I think people perceive that we would be willing to move off of Zion because of all the injuries, because there's always so much noise around Zion. And fortunately for us, the noise never actually matches what we're really experiencing. He was pressed about whether or not he received calls, pardon me, and he said, no, he didn't. And I think one of the reasons for that is people understand who he is to our franchise and what he allows us to do. So people don't tend to call you and chase things they know you're not going to do, end quote.
So the porn star baby mama, that was made up. That wasn't real?
No, I'm pretty sure that was real.
Okay, because that's,
Pretty sure that was.
I think that's what everyone's talking about, right? Talking more about that than the fact that he ain't played in a full season,
Yeah. Hey, Z, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to keep your pants on for a little while, and I'm going to need you to fit in skinnier pants. That's why I'm gonna need you to flip on over. I'm gonna need you to skip on over to like a size, I don't know, Lonzo, like a size 36. He's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Maybe we go 38. We go like a 38. I'm a 42. No, that's not true. I just got down to a 40. Word.
Look at you.
Word.
Then you ate all that peanut butter and jelly.
Back to a 42, probably. I didn't weigh myself when we got home from Charleston. It didn't go great. We went to a hot dog stand. I got 3 hot dogs. They were real good hot dogs. Anyway, I just want to say, this is not even about Zion. Can I tell you how happy that it makes my heart that in all of the discussions that were going on about and around Zion, if David Griffin is telling the truth, and honestly, I don't have any reason to believe that he's not. Can I tell you how much it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside that my team did not give in to that media pressure? that team did not give in to. Trade him to New York. Send him to. I know the Knicks personally.
Wait, you sound like somebody. I'm trying to figure out.
That's just a generic, New York guy. That's all.
All right.
That's it. Just a generic New York guy. That's all. Nobody else, for sure. It makes me happy to know that there is a team or multiple teams out there that aren't going to give in to the old hoopla, right? That there is a team out there that's not going to give in to the garbage, to the BS, that's not going to hear, I don't know, let's make up a name, Steven. Not going to hear Steven yelling about how he's never going to get it done. He's got to move on. They got to do this, got to do that. They just roll with it. That's a well-run team. Honestly, and this team looks well-run. Now we just need Zion to get his life together and you'll be in good shape. I know that this story is about me. But shut up. Here we go. Major League Baseball has started to roll out next season's schedule. Rob, why would we talk about next season already? Well, here's why. Two big stories have come out of that. The first, ladies and gentlemen, is that next year on March 30th, go ahead and schedule a day of vacation because MLB has decided that all 30 teams are going to play that day. All 30 teams are going to play that day. It's going to be a great day.
How many of them will you be able to watch in this market, though?
I have the internet, so probably as many as I want. I mean, definitely not illegally, though. Actually, I would pay for MLB ticket just for that day. But also, they announced next year's international series, right? We've seen Mexico City. We've seen London, yada, yada, yada. How about this one? March 20 and 21st, there's a 2-game series in the international game series, Lonzo, when the Dodgers and the Padres play in Seoul, South Korea. The other side of the globe. We are going to South Korea. And that, I think, gives credence to a theory that Cody Decker floated that the more I thought about it, the more I think he's right. I think, as does the Deck Show, I think baseball is looking at creating secondary leagues based on geography. I think you are going to have a league in America. I think you are going to have a South American and Caribbean league. I think you're going to have a European league, and I think you're going to have an Asian league. I think. And I think this is being tested by Major League Baseball, which is why you've got series taking place in London. We know that's happening. We've got seasons taking place in Mexico City. We've got summer league games that have taken place in the Dominican Republic, etc. I think you're going to see teams there. And now you've got two teams traveling to the far side of the globe and playing in Asia. Why wouldn't you? The World Baseball Classic built up that momentum. It was an incredibly well put together showcase. Now let's see if regular baseball works there. And I bet it does. All right, we got about 3 minutes left. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the quarterback documentary on the show for tomorrow, Zoe. And I'm going to do that because I'm 3 episodes in and I want to finish it.
Yeah, I think there's 8 episodes. Yeah. So I'm like
I don't know if
5
I will
episodes
have it finished tonight.
And they're lengthy episodes.
Yeah.
So
that was my thing I was thinking these are going to be like 22, 28 minutes. Yeah, they're like an hour a pop.
I haven't checked to see since Mariota checked out if the episode length goes down.
So I haven't got there yet. Does he just like disappear from the documentary?
I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Okay.
So wait till you get there.
Fair enough.
Because he may reappear. All right. So he did disappear where I was. They say why, but then suddenly in the middle of that episode, there's a ton more Mahomes. So, but there might have been anyway. because in the scheme of it, Mahomes, and whether you like that or not, somebody else there's such a contrast between the two. They're more interesting. And you're right, Mariota's in the middle. And it's just like, yeah, hey, he's gone. Hey, that means we get more of these guys.
You've got super pumped, super energetic Mahomes on one side.
Hey, I'm to the episode where the Mahomes are building their new house, which just got done, by the way, last week.
You got Mahomes on one side, and by the way, was watching it with the brother-in-law, soon-to-be brother-in-law. And I am never going to stop saying, you woke up the wrong mother bleeper. What a line, Patrick Mahomes!
That's my quarterback.
You woke up the wrong mother bleeper. Oh, so good. So you got Mahomes and I'm him. You woke up the wrong bleep, 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 bleep on one hand. And then on the other hand, you've got the dude who puts out more big dad energy than anybody in history, Kirk Cousins. Just the definition of big dad energy over on that side. I love it. I love the dichotomy between the two. I love going from Mahomes, like just jaw-jacking D lineman, over to Kirk Cousins, who's like that. My favorite scene was the week 2 loss. And then they show him and he's like dramatically sitting by himself, staring at the fire outside, right? They got the fire in slow motion.
That's a nice fire pit.
That's a great fire pit. Like that is, listen, if there's one thing I appreciate about Kirk Cousins, my dude has got the most comfortable basic life in existence, and I'm here for it. Big fire pit, beautiful kids.
Are you to the point where
life.
he goes to Barnes and Nobles?
No, I've not got there.
Yeah, he can actually go there and go in and buy books. Patrick Mahomes, ain't no way he could do that.
I did love at the beginning when they're talking about the shirt that he's wearing. They're like, it showed him on the Dan Patrick Show, and they're taking bets on what generic white guy store he got his flannel short sleeve shirt from. And they go to the wife, and she's in the closet. He's like, I don't know, dude. I don't pick out my clothes. My wife does. And they go to her in the closet, and she pulls out that shirt, which he still owns. And she's like, it's this one. And they're like, where's it from? She's like, I don't know. We shop at Target. Like, word. I appreciate that out of Kirk Cousins. I really do. All right. Why are we getting phone calls now, Zoe?
I don't know.
I'm here for it.
I mean, I don't know. Like the show's nearly over.
Tell you what, I'm going to let Zoe screen these calls. If they're good, we'll put them on the air. If not, Twitter trending topics. We're back after this on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. I don't know.
Rob Brown Show, what do you want to talk about? All right, this is a radio show. I don't know who you're trying to reach, but this is a radio station. It's 326-3663. That's all right. It's cool. All right, thanks. Bye. He wanted to relocate his water system. I could have went with it, but my dude seemed in dire straits, so I don't want to do that to somebody. I could have went. Hold on, let me get my supervisor. You don't move your water. I tell you how to do that, boy. There used to be a time in radio where you could just throw that guy on the air, but now you have to let them know you're putting him on. Back in my day, you could have a little more fun with those things. And yes, I asked him who he was trying to reach because I wanted to know what he was trying to do. My wife is so mean.
What?
It was the guy dialed the wrong number.
Oh, okay.
He's like he wanted to move his unit, and I'm like, so who are you trying to reach? He thought he was reaching a water company, and he needed to move his hot water tank, and it was just like, and I was saying on the stream back in the day, you could just throw that guy up on the air and have fun with them, but now you have to tell them that they're on the air because the FCC took all the fun out of it. I've heard those kind of crank calls. I mean, those kind of calls where they're like, put him on the air.
Yep.
Like, okay. My wife just texted me and said, tell him to dig another hole. You want to find water? Dig another hole. That thing you're using, try to find your well, it's broke. We do have a caller. If you would like to go to Crazy Ralph.
Yes, I
do.
do.
Go to Crazy Ralph. I mean, not only did he dial it wrong, he dialed it way wrong.
Yeah.
I said, I asked him, I was like, what number did you dial? And he's like 3267 something.
Not even close, bro.
Like, dude, that's not. He's like, oh.
That number was so wrong. I forgot our phone number for a second.
He's like, oh, because I thought it would like be one number off or something. It was way off. I hope you had a good experience, Stephen, because it's a really nice place. I was there also Saturday. Maybe I just missed you. There's a new series in DC where it's all nightmares for all of the superheroes, and it looks freaky. I haven't read them yet, but I went and bought a couple of them.
Scarecrow did it.
Well, the one for Robin.
Steven said I went to Borderlands for the
first
first
time.
time.
That's what I was saying. He went to Borderlands. He spelled it wrong.
I just got
You spelled it wrong. It's okay.
I know. I just got the image of walking into a store and there's just a horde of wild pigs running around destroying everything.
Yeah, I'll take that one. That one over there. The one with the shorter tusks.
Have you ever met a boar in public? You don't want to be around them. They're vicious and they don't die. They're tanks.
You got closer that time, Stephen, but it's okay. No, I've never. You just asked me if I've ever met a boar in public. Why, yes, I have. Many.
Not on the air.
Some would say I'm a bore in public, where my mind goes completely blank, as you've seen happen. So he's still there. So we're going to come back to him. Where's my headphones?
All right, we got Twitter trending topics just around the corner, but my guy Crazy Ralph is checking in on the program. Let's check in and see what's going on. What's up, Ralph? Welcome back, big dog. Where you been?
Yeah, I've been around. But listen, I had to comment on this quarterback thing on Netflix. I love this show. I watched the whole thing. Binged it this weekend. These freaking cribs these guys have. I just was blown away by the money they pour out into these houses. But let me tell you something about that show. The guy that I really liked watching was Kirk Cousins. Man, if you don't like that guy, you hate America, and you're one of those kids that killed kittens as a child. Yeah, it's just pathetic the crap this guy takes. I'm a fan, man. This guy, he's the real deal. There's a reason why good coaches want to coach this guy. And every time the Vikings lose, he gets blamed. Well, they got no defense. They got no freaking offensive line. That guy took a beating all last season. He took a beating in Washington, and he just keeps throwing touchdown passes. So I'm a Kirk Cousins fan. I encourage people to watch that show. I got a new take on that guy.
You know what? Lonzo said the same thing.
Yeah, see, because I've made fun of him forever. Like he's been bilking everybody. He's the biggest con artist, but no, I really like him now. And I I probably won't make fun of him ever again. I said probably.
Yeah. No, I agree. Watch the show. It was worth it.
Ralph,
have a good one.
You got it, buddy. Good to talk to you. That seems to be the, for the most part, the thing. Like I said,
Everybody but you. But that's fine.
No, again, here's what I said. I like the competitiveness out of Kirk Cousins. I think that Kirk Cousins proved last year that in the right scenario, he can absolutely be a second-tier quarterback.
He's right. He takes a beating in this
He gets the hell
thing.
out of him.
Yeah,
he does. And he keeps coming back for more. In fact, I got a little mad.
Did you see the ice bath thing? No, not me.
Yeah.
When he's there.
I got mad at Mike Florio a minute ago during the break because he put out an article that said, unlike other quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins avoids all football-related activity on his off days. And I'm like, Mike, I got news for you, bro. Like 99% of Americans avoid work on not work days.
Yeah, when I take a vacation, you know what I do? I turn the radio off.
Yeah.
And I've heard some other guys say the same thing. You turn the radio because that's work, so you turn it off.
Yep, for sure. I got no issue with it. I like Kirk, man. I like Kirk. I'm just saying I like Kirk, the quarterback and football player, Kirk Cousins, the guy, and we just don't have anything to bond over. There's nothing to bond over.
You do, though. You do. It's called football, Rob.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in the facility, me and Kirk could be boys. But it's not like we're going to leave and be like, Kirk, what you got going on this weekend, buddy? You want to get together and do what?
Go to Barnes & Nobles. Have you never been there?
I love a Barnes.
Yes, because that's where he went. He talks about in that episode, and I'm spoiling a little bit if you haven't seen the episode, about going over there and sitting down with a cup of coffee or something and just reading this book. And the book he's looking at is Dwayne Wade's new book. And he said, I used to watch them as a kid and go, I wonder what that's like. He's like, now I know what it's like. And it'd be interesting to see how he handles the things that I handle. And it's just like, this dude is not what I thought.
I get it.
By the way, Mahomes is exactly what I thought.
I know.
So,
dude, I love it. I just like Patrick Mahomes and me would be boys.
Mahomes has that little boy kind of face where you think, oh, he's not. Yeah, but that dude is fiery.
When he got into it, what's the name of the dude from the Raiders?
Crosby.
Yeah. When he got into it with Max.
Who looks like he goes to a lot of biker bars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That dude is trying to creep you out.
Sorry, James.
And when he hit Mahomes, he gave him that little extra punch to the arm, and Mahomes went TD next pass. You woke up oh, man. I was in a living room at like 12:15 in the morning when he said that, and I looked at my future brother-in-law like, dude, I'm saying that now. If and when we win some Crystal coming up in August, it's going to be everything I have not to say that from the stage.
But with a Southern accent, because we'll be wearing cowboy hats.
Y'all just woke up the wrong. Oh, it's so good. So good. All right, dudes and dudettes, thank you all for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. We enjoyed bringing it to you. We'll try again tomorrow, but we'll do it even better than we did it today. Somehow. We'll figure it out. For the great one, Lonzo, my name is Rob Brown. Thanks for living. Thanks for living.
Yeah, you should continue living.
Yeah, try your best, because there's more of it tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Don't drink and drive. I'll punch you in the face. Have a lovely rest of your day. See you back here tomorrow to do it all over again, but better on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate later. Yeah!
Wait, the show's over?
It's over. Go
home. Even with your struggles early on, you made it through, dude.
Barely, but I did it.
And you're not doing one tomorrow.
That's true. Oh, I forgot to say that again. I'm a bad radioer.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a way to give something away tomorrow. With you not here, I can do it.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I can do it. That would be almost like hosting though. So I can't. I'll record something and play it. So
just go on the air.
And I'll use a different. No. I can't be doing that. It's not.
Just do a Lonzo takeover.
No. That's not my thing. I'm just a producer.
Hey guys, guess what? You know what's starting in 10 minutes? NASCAR on a Monday.
Oh, yay.
I know. I know. I did say we'd do it again tomorrow, but better. I sure did. I blew it.
Yeah,
blew
way to go, dude.
Yeah, story of my life, man. That's on me. I blew it.
What you meant is DA is going to do it tomorrow, but better.
For the first
and the guy who's on after him, who'll have to go look at the sheet to find out who it is. What?
I don't know who it is.
Because normally we're
Yeah,
on during it. I forget the guy's name. And after tomorrow, I'll forget his name again because he's not us. So.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. You're all spectacular people. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Tell your friends about us so that we can get richer and more famouser. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.